Yeah. But yeah, he dropped. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I appreciate everybody. But go look at my John last night. We was on stream last night for my John on my channel. So Euro was in the building. Bobby pulled up, Ron pulled up, and it was actually good talks. Good Black History talks as well. So definitely pull up and go check that out.
I was in the chat.
He was in the chat watching.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. It was a good time. A lot of good things was said. A lot of things to learn from. A lot of good messages came from that. So definitely go check that out, bro. That was a nice stream, bro. Appreciate everybody. Um, but yeah, back to the topic of Mikal Bridges. Listen, Mikal's tough. I'm not gonna hold you, Mars. I think he's always had it. The thing is, playing behind Devin Booker, CP3, and Ayton, it's like he doesn't really have an opportunity to showcase that. It goes to my point all the time. Like a lot of the way that we view players is circumstantial. You feel me? Like some guys are really that good. They just not in a position to be that successful. And I think Mikal Bridges is. I think the Nets made the right move in acquiring him. I think they made the wrong move though by not taking those four first round draft picks. Even though I love Mikal, I think he has a lot of promise. I don't know why they would even do that. That was crazy to me.
They think
But
they can compete. That's why. And that's the only logical explanation I have. They think they can compete.
which is
And,
crazy.
I mean, if Mikal Bridges can be the cornerstone, like you're suggesting, why can't they compete?
I think they could. I'm not gonna lie. I think him, Cam Johnson, and Cam Thomas, they
Ben
could.
Simmons.
No,
Okay.
not Ben Simmons. You know this, Mars. Ben Simmons is bad, and I've been saying that for a very long time. But having that little trio, that unit right there, I think that shows for a promising future. Now, of course, they did fumble the bag by not being able to cash in with Harden, KD, and Kyrie, so that is a failure. But at least they got the most out of that failed scenario, and now they have a promising future, in my opinion. I like what I'm seeing from them. I'm not gonna lie. You have anything to say?
What? Okay, so I get you like what you're seeing, but do you like what you're seeing in terms of they have a bunch of players who can, if they get a superstar, they can compete, or you think one of these players is going to develop into that superstar that they build around?
That's it. So, of course, like to win right now, acquiring that superstar right now, of course, will put them on a different level. But I do think Mikhail, Cam Johnson, or Cam Thomas do have the makings of developing into a top 15, top 10 guy.
Not Cam Johnson. Definitely not Cam Johnson.
Not Cam Thomas, but mainly Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson. You don't think he could be a top 25 guy? Top 30?
Isn't he like 25 already? He came out, I think he was at UNC. I think he came out, he was at 23.
So just because he's like 25, that don't mean he can't.
I don't see much. I see him. I think he can be like a good third, fourth piece, Andrew
Hmm.
Wiggins type,
Hmm.
but not any. Let me see.
Not like top
Right,
15,
right.
top
He
10.
he turns 27 in 2 weeks.
Hey, bro, they could be a late bloomer. We've seen it before. There's late bloomers. It
Uh,
happens. But I feel
Andrew
what you're
Wiggins.
saying.
Andrew Wiggins.
I feel what you're saying. Like, I feel what you're saying with that. So mainly Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges. You feel me?
Hmm.
So people ask if I'm still drunk. I'm actually not. I'm good. What does Mikal need to be successful in Brooklyn? Time.
How do you
I th-
determine success?
like I said, like, am I the way I'm understanding that question is to be like that top 15 guy. I think he just needs time. I think time, experiencing how to be a number one, being more with the ball in your hands, making decisions and getting smarter night in and night out. And that's something that Mikal Bridges actually talked about a few years ago on JJ Redick podcast, where he's always wanted to develop that part of his game, but it's kind of hard to do that when you're playing alongside the guys he was playing alongside. When CP3 and Devin Booker was out, he was actually doing that a lot more. And now it seems as if him in this role, it's almost as if like it's like a nice little steady process of trying to find that role. And now he just got smack dab in that role, and now he's handling it pretty well.
So, who do you think has a higher ceiling, Ayton or Mikal Bridges?
you're gonna be mad at me because I'm gonna talk about the mindset talk, right?
Okay.
Because Mikal Bridges, I think he has a very great and positive mindset. So along with the defense he provides, and I think the offense, I think he could develop his offense to a higher level. I'm gonna lean more towards Mikal Bridges, right? I think he has more potential to be my guy, to be my starting number one than DeAndre Ayton in my head. Because on top of his talent, I think he just has more of a positive mindset, more of a go get it mentality as well. While DeAndre Ayton is kind of like it's like I don't know what I'm getting with that dude sometimes, you know?
And you can't doubt if he loves the game. That guy ain't missed a game in years.
Who?
Mikal Bridges.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That guy does not miss games. So
hmm
clearly he loves playing basketball. So I'm not against you on that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Leaf Diggy, this is going on far enough. Why does he keep saying this?
I don't know. I don't know what agenda he has. I thought you was being quite positive about the
I
Nets. I thought
don't.
he'd
I
be
don't.
happy.
I thought I was saying. Was good, Euro. Shout out to Euro. I just dropped the link for everybody to pull up, man. Y'all more than welcome to. But yeah, I don't know why Leaf is like. Oh my
The brim is
God,
crazy that I'm seeing
the
right now.
the brim is crazy.
I'm gonna get off camera, bro, in a second, bro, because I'm at work right now. But this shit gonna end. It's gonna stop. It's gonna stop right now, and I gotta stop it. Football breakdown was good.
was
Stop
good.
What's good?
what?
What's
We've
up?
been we've been going showing your team some love. What's wrong with
No,
you?
no, 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 no. Listen, I understand. Mikal Bridges going forward. Everything that you said about him going forward, like I say in another year, maybe I say going in the next year, maybe another two. I agree with you on that. But as far as this season goes, everything I look at the rest of the East, and I think we all agree, bro. Like Miami just had like a pitfall. I think like that was kind of an easy game for us last night. The Knicks beat the hell out of us the other night, which I thought was a rugby match more than it was a basketball game because we was getting fouled a lot in that game, and Ben Simmons didn't play. And I told you last night when I was on your stream, I thought Ben Simmons was one of the most important players going forward for us, bro, because he's our best facilitator, our best distributor. We need somebody to
Mhm.
get easy buckets for us. We need somebody to move
Simmons
the
is
basketball.
done, bro.
Okay,
Let go of Ben Simmons,
can I ask a
dog.
serious
Let go of Ben
question?
Simmons.
No,
Ben
no, no,
Simmons
no.
is done.
I don't
Ben Simmons
understand.
is done.
Ben
I
Simmons
don't
just
understand how
Ben
people
Simmons is
that believe
done.
that Ben,
He's
bro,
done.
Ben
He's
Simmons been
cooked.
done for
hold
4
on.
years. He's been trash.
Yes,
I
bro. Like
get
how
it.
much film do you need to see of Ben Simmons, dog? I've been
Jesus.
done. Look, I was done with Ben Simmons.
Is it crazy to say that Ben Simmons' only ceiling now is Draymond?
No, he
He's
was never
worse.
close to
No,
No,
being
I'm
he's
saying
Draymond.
like that's
listen,
his only potential now. Like he used to be like
No,
he used
he
to have
only
a
got
higher
that.
ceiling, but now I think the best he can do is Draymond. That's not a
Oh,
knock on
oh,
Draymond
I
either.
feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
listen. As far as
Yeah,
this
bro.
lineup
Like,
goes,
I
bro,
mean, come on.
no,
The
no, no,
best
no,
the
no,
best Ben
no.
Simmons can be is Scotty Barnes right now.
Listen, but as far as
In my
this
opinion.
Scotty
lineup goes,
Barnes.
bro,
That's being generous. That's being very
I think
generous,
he'd be
Mark.
lucky to be
That's
Scotty
being,
Barnes.
that's
The ceiling of Ben
yeah,
Simmons
exactly.
is yet to be Scotty Barnes.
My
I
problem with
listen.
Ben
And,
Simmons
and,
No,
is
and
like,
the
the
bro,
thing
ceiling
is,
of Ben Simmons is just a serviceable role player, and I'm being generous with a serviceable role player.
nah, bro, Ben Simmons. I said this months ago, and I think I said this on Players Rush. I made a comment. I'm like, Ben Simmons, for the amount of minutes he gets, is the worst player in the league. He's the anti-Steph Curry, bro. He's open. Like, imagine playing 2K, and not that you have a low shooting percentage, your shoot button doesn't work. That's Ben Simmons. Like,
listen.
I don't understand. Like, the dude hasn't improved since high school.
At
He's
all. At
He used to shoot
all.
threes in high school. He used to shoot
Hey.
threes in high school. That's the difference.
Like,
If you see his highlights in high school to now, you be like, dude, what happened to you?
Everybody-
Like, 'cause you
guy.
I'm not.
It's the same guy.
jump shots and everything.
Ben Simmons has never cared about
Everybody
basketball,
is
bro.
100% correct about Ben Simmons, bro, in terms
I've
of
been told
scoring
people
and
about
frequency.
this though, bro.
I
I got
understand,
crucified for this.
No,
You remember
but
that football
no,
game? You remember that
he's
football game?
wrong.
Hold on.
And it's
Hold
not
on.
like he's bad. It's not.
Dub
a
got
situation
crucified because he
of-
told us when like Ben Simmons was averaging like 20 and 9. He like that because
Bro.
like you're seeing him doing like performing well, and you say something like that, then you're thinking like, oh, like what the fuck is he talking about? But
I've
not
always,
the numbers.
I've had
Dub's
this
right.
opinion
Yo,
since
yo,
his
Justin,
second-
No,
Justin, you
no,
Dub
no.
be right.
No,
You
I
feel
was
me?
you know
right,
what's crazy?
bro.
You know what's
When
crazy?
you
The last
It's
player
not the
choice
numbers,
when you guys were
bro.
talking about Ayton and everything, and again Wood, I was agreeing with everything you were saying. Even now, right now, when you're saying Ayton and Mikal has a higher ceiling. Ayton, I don't think he can improve. his game right now, I think that's as furthest it can get. It can't expand anymore.
Yeah.
It only get more polished.
Mhm.
It's
100,
not
100%.
the numbers right now, bro. It's all about like just being
Dub
a
knows.
facilitator
Remember,
and
Dub
being
knows.
a defender.
Before it
Bro. Hold on,
happened,
let me
Dub
say this.
knows.
But here's the thing.
But I've been saying that for 4 years about Ben Simmons, so I've been saying that for 4
Here's the
years
issue
about
with Ben
Ben Simmons.
Simmons. Ben Simmons has always been an overrated facilitator. All his facilitation looks good because it's on the break. When that shit slows down and gets in the half court, how many reads does Ben Simmons make?
Yep.
How many times does he manipulate the defense?
You know what's the crazy thing, football
At all. He doesn't manipulate at all.
Like out of like
gotta understand
college
the
and high
advantages
school,
that we
like
have now, bro.
Ben Simmons was doing that. So it's like maybe it's because
He
him
used to
playing
pull
next to
up from 3. He used to run the full
Pull up.
court, pull up.
Exactly.
on three.
even in the half court, he was able to create
Yeah,
like that.
hold
So
up.
I
But you
don't know
knew what gave me a red flag about Ben Simmons
what happened.
was one, the scouting report that came out for his draft report, and also when he stopped going to class at LSU. And that was like a big red flag to me because I'm like, dude, I get it, you want to be there, but the fact that you came to take this team to at least, to the tournament was like a big red flag to me. And also like that report that came out, like
And this is what and a lot of the thing that buried Ben Simmons, which I always hated because this is what media does with narratives. They want to compare Ben Simmons' complete inability to shoot to LeBron's unrefined jump shot and saying they're in the same realm of
They're not.
They're not.
The only reason they said that
LeBron stopped the ball.
The only reason they said that
LeBron stopped the ball.
Huh?
The only reason they said that was because of
the
size.
ball.
You have a 6'9" wing acting as a point guard and facilitating that can run the floor.
They're
You're getting
like,
it compared to LeBron, but it's two different things.
Like
Right.
they were never close.
But remember they gave him comparison to the Magic and LeBron, all that clean.
And this is how I knew Ben Simmons
hold
was
on,
trash. The year I knew Ben Simmons was trash is when Philadelphia had the best starting 5 in the league. And y'all know what year I'm talking about. Because the very next year, one guy left
That's the exact same time I gave up on him. That's the exact same time I gave up on him right
Ben
there.
Simmons was the guy everyone says he was. How do you lose with the lineup of JJ Redick, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, and Embiid in yourself? How?
And the sad part about that, Jimmy Butler saved his ass. He saved him. 'Cause Ben Simmons played trash in the playoffs. Ben Simmons played trash in the playoffs. But people gloss over it because Jimmy Butler was playing really good. But Ben Simmons was playing trash.
Like if Ben Simmons was the guy, because people at the time, you got to remember at the time how people were still talking about Ben Simmons. NBA defender, all this stuff, top whatever player. I'm like, if he's the player you said you would, do y'all see his starting 5 and what he can't win with? He's getting 5 points.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Ben Simmons is like the epitome of stats. Like people praise him on the stats.
Bro, he had a worse free throw percentage than Ben Wallace in the playoffs. And I'm hearing people defend a point guard in the most shooter-happy era in the league history. It makes no sense,
listen,
bro.
everything that y'all saying about Ben Simmons is 100% true. But in terms of this team, the way this team is constructed, I look at our starting lineup, bro. I look at a lineup full of wingspan. Defensively, we all at. And off the bench, bro, you have shooters with Ben Simmons coming off the bench, bro. That's a plus. It's a plus.
It don't matter, though.
But he's not getting playing time right now. He's barely getting playing time.
But hear what I'm saying, bro. Like what he still brings to the young core, bro. Young core players like Mikal Bridges.
You know what he brings the same monkey.
He's making $40 million.
This is the trick. Y'all still think that he showed, bro. He don't bring none of that. He don't care about basketball. When you get
he don't
in
care.
a basketball game, I don't give a fuck about your other shit.
You know what you know why they have Ben Simmons around? Do you know why they have Ben Simmons around? Because coaches point him out and be like, don't do what he does, do the exact opposite. Exactly. That's why they have him around.
Yeah. Listen, in the words of Russell Westbrook, I'm gonna use the same exact words about Ben Simmons. All he does is run around, don't shoot, just wasted up minutes. That's all he does. That's all he does.
Ben Simmons,
I understand that, but let me finish. Hold on. Everybody got valid points about where Ben Simmons was and where he is right now. I understand that, but going forward, it is clear as day that he's still the best facilitator and the best passer on our team. Now, as far as
really though,
you telling me he's a better facilitator than Dinwiddie?
I think Dinwiddie is clear as him. I think Dinwiddie is clear as him.
Leaf. What is wrong with you?
What you mean? What is wrong with me, bro? I'm watching the
How are you
game.
comparing? How are you comparing
delusional.
Ben Simmons as a facilitator?
I'm watching the
Hey,
games.
you're like a Cowboy fan right now.
Let's
You're
be
like a
watching highlights. You're not watching games. You're
Ben
watching
Simmons
highlights.
shouldn't be in the league, bro. Ben Simmons shouldn't be in the league, bro.
You know what's so crazy?
You guys
know
act
what's
like
so
Ben
crazy?
Simmons can't do anything at an NBA
He
level.
can't.
Okay,
Mars,
you guys are dragging it. You guys are dragging it. You
No,
guys are
no,
dragging it.
I
You guys are
didn't
dragging it. That's a drag. That's a drag.
He's the last person I want on my roster in the NBA. The last.
Morris, I'm not gonna
He's
lie.
terrible.
I'm not gonna lie. I think we're shitting on Ben the same way you're shitting on Wiseman. So like, I think you have to give.
Whoa, Wiseman stinks, bro. Wiseman stinks.
But the reason why we get on Ben Simmons-
And Ben doesn't. And Ben doesn't.
Not as much as Wiseman.
If
But the reason why we get on
it's
Ben
up to
Simmons
me,
so
I'd
much.
rather have Russ. I'd rather have Russ instead of Ben Simmons right now. But that
Yo,
can't get
duh.
that.
I
But the
think anyone
problem-
would do that 10 times out of the day. 10 times out of 10, anyone would choose him.
I don't even like.
But the reason why we get on, Ben Simmons so much is because all the hype that surrounded him when he came out of high school, when he was in college, all the comparisons they
a
give
grown-ass
him.
man and 6'9" facilitating.
Exactly.
facilitating.
I
And what's so
understand that,
crazy-
but I'm looking at the potential of this lineup and him with the lineup, bro. He doing
Bro,
what
yeah,
he's supposed
only
to
on
do.
defense.
It don't matter
Only on
if you can't
defense.
be
Oh, his
on the
defense doesn't even attack the game like that. His defense doesn't even
I'm not
attack
gonna
like.
lie. I'm not gonna lie though. You guys, I'm not gonna lie. People at the bottom, y'all kind of dragging it, but then Leaf, you saying shit like he's the best playmaker on the team. He's not.
No,
He's not.
He said he's the best
bad.
passer on the
Best
team. He's the better
facilitator
passer
and
on the
best
Nets.
passer on
He's
the
the best
team.
passer
That's
on the
what I
Nets.
said.
My
I
whole
didn't
thing
say
is
best
I don't think
playmaker.
there's a clear best
I would
passer.
agree.
I don't
You think
Ben Simmons
Dinwiddie's a
is that
better
good of a
passer than Ben Simmons?
I don't
Yeah.
think Ben Simmons is that good of a
Wow.
passer though.
No, I
I've
never
always
said
seen him, like,
Dinwiddie was a
overrated
better
passer.
passer
In the
than Ben
half
Simmons.
court setting, yeah. In
No,
the half
Dub
court
thinks
setting.
Dinwiddie's
Full
a better
court,
passer
if
than
it's a fast break,
It
Ben
doesn't-
Simmons wins. If
Listen,
it's a
I don't know
half-court
how
play-
anybody believes Dinwiddie is a better passer than Ben
Yeah,
Simmons.
I'm not gonna
I
agree
don't
with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I wouldn't
Well,
say
I just-
Dinwiddie, but Ben Simmons to me is not an elite passer. I've always thought his passing was overrated. It's always been on the break.
I don't think he's
Always been
elite.
on
I
the
still
break.
think he's better than
But
Dinwiddie.
all right, football breakdown, bro. Like just what you said. Well, his passing is on the break. If we're getting defensive stops with the lineup that we got, Bridges, Finney-Smith, then wouldn't you want Ben Simmons out there to get easy fast break
His
points?
other attributes are still so bad that I don't want him on the court. It's not, you don't understand what I'm saying. Ben Simmons is a bum.
I get
Yes,
that,
Mars,
but
Mars,
for
Mars.
this team, for this lineup, bro, like when we running Claxton, when we running Finney-Smith, O'Neal and Bridges, bro, they want to run. They're young. They want to get up and down the court, get easy labs, get easy buckets. What's the best way to get them involved, bro? You need somebody
The
like
Nets
a Ben
would have a
Simmons
better
on the
chance
court.
of getting Russell Westbrook right now than running with Ben Simmons.
You know what? I wish that was true, but $47 million, bro, for
True.
Well,
I don't know.
All
This
I know is
Ben
that
Simmons to me
he
is
might go back to
done.
the Wizards. He might go back to my team.
Send
So
him
I
back to the
don't
G
know how I feel
League.
about that either.
This dude's getting
Well,
paid
not-
$35 million a year to play like a side man, bro. Like I'm done with him.
Mars, what you got to say, bro?
I'm just listening. So everyone here seems to agree that the biggest issue with Ben Simmons is the fact that he won't look at the rim or even try to score the ball, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So my question to you guys is, what's more detrimental? A guy like Ben Simmons who won't try to score, won't shoot, won't do anything, or someone who's the complete opposite and takes the worst shots in the league and shoots everything and
Jordan
doesn't
Poole.
pass the ball?
Like who? Give me an example. Are you talking about Russ? Because
No, Russ. I mean, okay, think of it as a large scale Michael Porter Jr. So every time he gets the ball, you know it's going up, no matter what, no matter who's guarding him, no matter what. Just every time he touches the ball in a possession, he's shooting it.
I'll put
which
it
is
this
more
way.
detrimental.
I'll put it this way. It's easier to coach out the issue that guy has than what Ben's. I've literally never seen a player like Ben Simmons in my life.
Yeah, because of that. Because
I've never
It's
seen a
more
guy who's
5-on-5.
wide open. You're a primary ball handler and will not shoot wide open. Like won't. His 3-point percentage this year is 0.
It's not even that. I think it comes down to the circumstance of like what do they provide for the team? So like some of the large scale Michael Porter Jr. If you can afford all those like that inefficiency of just shot selection, then you can live with it. But it's just the fact that Ben Simmons is trying to prove the fact that he's a pass first guy and is undeniably just ignoring the open rim.
Like
And also,
there are
like-
times where he literally has an open lane. There are times where he literally has an open lane, but he'd rather like just kick it out and prove that he's a facilitator more than anything. And I don't get with that at all.
And also to piggyback
If
your
I had
point,
to
it
choose between
also
worst question, I'd rather stick with the Michael Porter Jr.
Absolutely.
and also to piggyback off your point, it also helps your offense too, and it also hurts the defense on the other side of the ball because then they have to pay attention to you. Yeah, you might take ill-advised shots, but if you make them,
At least you're
gonna be
taking
more
those. At least you're
threat.
making those
Yeah.
attempts.
Yeah,
At
you're
some
making an
point,
attempt.
you're gonna win.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's 5-on-5 to the 4-on-5. They're not even if you watch Ben Simmons, they're not even like looking his way.
Bro,
They're
he's a non-factor on offense. You're essentially playing
I've
with
seen
a
them
guy
sag
down,
off to
bro.
like past the free throw line on defense when they're running a half court offense. Like, it's
oh yeah,
crazy.
oh yeah. Like probably when Kyrie was still there, right? And they played the Boston Celtics. They literally said, you know what, Ben, do what you're doing. We're gonna double team Kyrie or any other guy who shoots the ball and give it up. I literally saw that the entire game. I was like, it's really 4-on-5.
I don't like approve of this basketball, but if you're shooting 40 shots a game, at some point they're gonna go win. So I'd rather have the 40 attempts versus not even trying to make the attempt.
Right.
Yeah, I will always. I think that's always the right decision.
The Dion Waiters mentality. You'd rather go 1 for 30 than 0 for 9.
Hey, Neon.
Yeah, because now you're 0 for 9.
He's going 0 for 0. He's going 0 for 0.
You're disrupting our offense. They're both disrupting the offense.
Like he'll catch a ball.
The thing is,
and not shoot the ball.
You're not even a threat on the court then. And guys,
that's the problem.
There's a reason why Tony Allen. There's a reason why he couldn't even be on the court sometimes because he couldn't shoot.
Like they would Ben Simmons would be driving. I've seen plays where Ben Simmons is running a half court offense, right? He drives down, no one crashes the paint or helps out or anything like that. Instead, they're waiting for the kick out on the 3-point line. Like
this is another issue with him.
At least with the guy who's a shooter. At least the guy who's a shooter. We could ice him out. Like we could ice him out the game. At least I know that the defense is going to respect him. The defense is going to respect him, though. You know.
Exactly.
I just want to say, not to get off subject. I just want to say on the piggyback what Lowe said last night. Lakers, we back, baby. We blew up the Pelicans.
Oh my god! 2 games? Was it 2 games now?
They won 1.
They won 1 game.
We're 2-1.
Oh yeah, they beat the Warriors. They beat the Warriors.
I want to say this because I know you're probably about to switch us out. Because Mars, y'all were debating about the driving ability or the finishing at the rim. Michael, LeBron. Michael may be more crafty than LeBron at the rim. No way he's more effective. It's just LeBron's more efficient at the rim than Michael. It's ridiculous that was even a conversation.
I'll take brute strength over like craftiness any day.
No. I mean, you have to have some. And the thing is, LeBron's also very crafty at the rim too. He had a layup that they discontinued or they didn't give him and one yesterday. That was ridiculous. But But here's the other thing: when people talk about, I don't mind the debates between LeBron and Jordan. I just wish the Jordan fans would be honest in your assessment.
You can say the same thing for LeBron, though. You can say the same thing for LeBron.
Jordan's passing was close to LeBron's is blasphemous. Like when what was it? Chill or Fluent was trying to argue yesterday that
Fluent was arguing.
You know what's funny about Jordan? The gap between Jordan scoring and LeBron scoring is far smaller than the gap between their passing. And
if you think that's toxic, talk to Kobe fans. They're even more toxic than Jordan fans, though. Like,
but that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to disrespect Kobe because I don't want to get into that. But like,
I mean, it's not disrespecting Kobe. It's just you got to be honest, though.
You can have who you want ahead of each other.
My friends and I were talking early this morning about the whole Kevin Love buyout. They said my friend said that they would like to see him on the Heat. Do you agree or not?
I would like that. I think that'll help us with our spacing. Love can be the 4, be a nice little a great rebounder for us as well.
Or he could come off the bench too. He could come off the bench.
He could come off the bench, yeah. So I think that'll be great for us.
I got a question. Why did he get bought out now that they good, bro? Like, what's going on over there?
I don't think they need him.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, that was weird when I saw that.
Now that they back top 4 in the East again, bro. Like, why?
I think they stopped his playing time. That's why he was getting just
as
it was going on.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Suns.
I really more playing time than
the Suns.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to the Suns.
Does he get more playing time than him?
Who?
Dean Wade. Does he get more playing time than Kevin Love?
Maybe. I haven't seen a Cavs game in a while.
I need to know what the Cavs bench look like. All I know is Karis LeVert, bro.
And
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes
as well. And Robin Lopez.
Coffee, right? Okay. coffee.
Hey,
So the
I'm,
Suns,
No,
yeah,
I don't have
he
all
definitely-
my,
to answer your
coffee,
question,
small
to answer your
coffee,
question,
dark, no sugar. I don't have no almond.
to answer your question, Leaf, Dean Wade does get more minutes by one. He gets one more minute.
Nice.
Um,
Nice.
so yeah, I'm gonna rotate the guests and everything. Appreciate you guys for the Ben Simmons slander. Y'all be easy, all right, fellas.
Happy birthday to
Alright.
Dub.
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
yo,
y'all.
Dub, I'll be back very later, bro.
All right, bro. Peace.
Oh,
Yo, Mars, who do you got winning today? Barca or Man U?
Barcelona.
Fuck. All right, never mind.
Peace,
All right,
bro.
take it easy, y'all.
That's funny as hell. Let me put the stream. Let me put the thing in the chat, bro. Get some more guys up here, bro.
I need to talk to Lo about this fake LeBron finishing stats though.
Let's
Not
go.
happy
Let's
about
go. Yo, shout out to some casual takes. I'll be seeing y'all going crazy on TikToks, bro. So it's dope, bro.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll be talking to
bro.
him in the comment sections.
Word?
Yo, what
You
up?
talk
Hey,
to
Dub,
him?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Who is that? Who is that? P5 or Diff? Yo, you
At
in school, bro. You in school. You crazy.
Nah, this is my lunch though. I'm chilling.
Okay. What you about to say? How
I'm
much
not-
time you got
I
left?
ain't-
How much
I ain't
time you
eating
got
that sort
left?
of shit. Probably about like 20 minutes, probably.
Okay. What's good with you, bro? What you
Awesome.
got? I seen you had a lot of
Chilling.
smoke in the chat. What you got, bro?
Yeah, I'm not gonna let Ben Simmons. He struggles offensively, but I'm not just gonna call him like a bum. Like he's this terrible player that can't help a team anymore. I still think Ben Simmons is a great defensively. I think he's a good playmaker, not just in transition. I still think there's some teams out there that can use him. I think he could still help a lot of teams. Is he overpaid? Yeah, but I think he's overhated.
What teams could he help?
Right now I couldn't think, but like a team that could use maybe a bigger guy that can run the break, play defense for you, maybe play make as well. I'm not saying he has to star. He's going to be the star, but he's still usable in the league. Like maybe a team like I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of any right now. I'd have to look at rosters.
Because there isn't any teams. That's why there isn't any teams.
No, there are. I'm sure they're out there.
There's not.
I don't think there's any that he could benefit, mainly because his style is like it's so hard to build around as well. So it's like I don't know which team he could benefit as being like a role guy, that they could just benefit unless there's like elite shooting around him, and it's not. That just doesn't happen. Maybe Portland, maybe, but it's like I still don't
maybe,
like that.
but
Yeah,
I think he'd help them. But
the only place he'll close to remotely even fit in would, be Golden State because they have a system already in place. But everything that he does, Draymond already does for them. So,
And does it better than
Mhm.
yeah.
What's good, fellas? What you guys say, two set? My bad. I'm eating some food right now. My bad.
Shoot, man. All I'm gonna say is, bro, I think the Ben Simmons slander is a little bit over exaggerated, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he's garbage completely. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like his mentality is just like in the dumpster right now. And then I feel like he should have sat out more. You know what I'm saying, for that back thing. But I feel like he had so much pressure to come back. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he and watching him play, he plays stiff.
Sit down.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you watched him in Philly, you know what I'm saying? He was more fluid with his movements. You know what I'm saying? I definitely agree that he hasn't improved that much because that was his attitude when he was in college at LSU. If you watch him at LSU, watch his mannerisms, watch his interviews, you can tell this is the type of person that he is. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I think what's affecting them is the stiffness in his back, and his game is a lot more stiff now. So that's why I think he's probably afraid to score, you know what I'm saying, absorb that contact because, you know what I'm saying, his back, you know what I'm saying? If you ever had a back injury, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to twist and make certain movements, you know what I'm saying, basketball-wise, when your back is, like, tweaked a little bit. So I think he needs to get right on his conditioning. He needs to condition better. That way, if he conditions better, it'll put in his mindset better. That way he doesn't, you know what I'm saying, be scared to score and all this other bullshit that he's going through.
Got you. I forgot to read these off before y'all got on, so bear with me. Uses with the super chat. Lakers versus Kings, round 1. Who wins?
That would mean the
Lakers.
Lakers are the 6th seed. That's not happening.
Lakers.
Fake
Lakers.
series. It's not happening. Fake series.
Lakers.
Kings
It's
got
not,
the defense.
it's not happening.
gonna win.
The series is never gonna happen.
Lakers in
will win,
6.
though.
Lakers
The
in
series
6.
is never gonna
Lakers
happen.
in
The
six.
series is never gonna happen.
Lakers
Series
will
never
win
gonna
though.
But the
Lakers
series
will
would
win.
never happen. So who cares?
We're back.
If
We're
it
back.
did happen, the Lakers will win.
See?
Lakers
That's
will
that's
win.
But it's
three.
not going to happen. It's not. They're
Just
not
like
gonna
how we'll
do
beat
it.
the Nuggets. But it's all right.
Mars,
I mean, I think they have the best chance against the Nuggets. But if if the role players step up, and you know what I'm saying, Jokic is Jokic, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be a very hard series for
My
the
opinion,
Lakers.
the way
Denver looking pretty good, and Jamal
I
Murray. I
watched
haven't them in
I
missing
watched the
time.
Nuggets. I don't think the Lakers can beat the Nuggets because I watched the Nuggets last night, man. Watched them consistently. They look really good. Christian Brown been playing really good. The other rookies been playing really good, and they've been playing good without Murray and Murray and Aaron Gordon.
And Michael Porter Jr. is starting to get it together as well.
And he's playing a lot better defense too. Mark Porter Jr.
The whole team's just playing better defense, and I'm going to give credit to Mike Malone because the team just seems to be bought in defensively. So I don't know. Denver looked tough, man.
And not only that, they
Between
got
Phoenix.
Denver got Dove's boy Thomas Bryant now.
He don't play defense.
He doesn't, but
He don't play defense.
I
The
was
Lakers
trying to
will beat anybody, bro. AD is probably the perfect matchup. He's going up against Jokic, so. And then at the end of the day, the defense, they can have all the defense they supposedly want, bro. They're not holding LeBron James or AD, bro. It is
2-1 in the regular season, by the way.
If AD stay
2-1
healthy,
in the regular season, by the way.
Who, the Lakers are up 2-1 against the Nuggets?
Yeah, only lost without Anthony Davis or LeBron. So
Ooh.
bad look.
I'm telling
Hey,
you,
we've seen
bro.
the bubble, so it's all right.
We've seen the bubble. AD was packing him up, bro.
Don't laugh, bro.
it was 3 years ago.
3 years
I mean,
ago.
but honestly, with the Lakers, I'm not.
And that was the
impressed yet.
farthest the
You know what
Nuggets
I'm
have been.
saying?
So.
Now the Lakers do look
3 years
good.
ago.
Yeah, they've been hurt.
They
ever
did look
since.
good last night.
I mean, it
So,
looked
that was
good
3
last
years
night,
ago.
but here's my thing.
The
I'm not
Lakers.
impressed yet because the Pelicans, you know what I'm saying? The Pelicans just, you know what I'm saying, snapped the 10-game losing streak not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Ingram just came back. And when Zion is healthy, the Pelicans were #1 in the West. So, you know, I'll be more impressed if they beat that team with Zion.
I think
You know
the
what I'm saying?
Pelicans are
Rather
tougher for
than
the
this
Lakers
team that's
than the
been
Nuggets.
losing 10 straight games without their best players. So I'm not impressed yet.
Yeah.
And plus, in order to make the playoff, make the seeding, they have to win the next 15. They have to go 15-11.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see if they do that.
I
That's
think they
going to
are.
be kind of impossible.
I really
feel
think
like-
they are.
Well, Ben
And,
Simmons,
and that's to make the play in.
I feel like right
Yeah.
now Ben Simmons is disappointing because like he came in because like think about it. 2 years ago he was an all-league defender, right? And he made an all-star in 2 games his second year in the league, and he had a lot of potential. Like we saw him be aggressive, we saw him do this, and like all of a sudden, kind of like Philly broke him down. It's kind of like kind of broke down because he has the potential, he has the skill, and he's an elite player. If he's one of the most talented players in the league, you just look at him. But it's just like when you don't have that confidence as an athlete, it is that talent doesn't matter, and that's the fact. Your mental really matters a lot. Because look at Paul George in the bubble, his mental was off and he played terrible. Now he took some time and he played better. Even like LeBron 2011, LeBron said 2011 he mentally wasn't ready for it. And,
That was a cop out, Dev.
Well,
Yeah,
he played bad. He played
That
bad.
was a cop out, and plus they ain't making
That probably.
adjustments.
He got clamped by a 40-year-old Jason
All
Kidd.
right, bro. All right, bro.
All
All right, bro.
But y'all get the point though, because Ben Simmons, I think mentally, and someone said it. I think Mars said it. Like he just doesn't want to look like he want to play basketball, or like he just doesn't look like he want to play. You can't you can't force someone to do something you don't want to do. It's not gonna bring out your best product.
Got you. Before y'all continue, bro, let me read off some more. Mars, this is for you from Reggie Reg. Question for the numbers guy. Based on true shooting percentage, PER, points per 75, offensive and defensive rating, who's greater, MJ or LeBron? And I know you know this answer.
Well, in quarter basketball, reference, MJ
I
clears.
would know the answer for everything
Better.
except PER.
The PER, MJ clears. MJ has the highest
is
PER of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Clears?
Yes,
wait,
MJ has the highest.
bring it back up.
PER
So
of
Oh, he
all
can be
time.
better, but not.
bring it back
clear.
up so I can look for the stats.
I mean, bring up the stats. Please bring up the stats because if you compare the stats, comparatively side by side, you know what I'm saying? In some stats and value over
No,
replacement.
I'm asking Dub to bring up the super chat so I could just.
Value over replacement. And LeBron is second, and a couple other stats. LeBron is second. But
Jordan
all the other
doesn't
ones,
clear in
clears.
PER. He's up by like
He clears.
50 point 60. That's not clear.
True
Okay.
shooting, I'm pretty sure
Hey.
LeBron has a higher true shooting for his career.
And Nikola Jokic is second all time.
PER is
as you will.
MJ, I've been told. Points,
That's crazy.
Points is gonna be Jordan, obviously. Offensive rating would be LeBron. Defensive rating would be MJ. So how many categories is that? That's 1, 2.
It's even.
That's
But
two,
even based
that's
on
two,
even
that's
based
two
on
for
the numbers,
LeBron and 1, 2. It would be 3 for MJ. So MJ would win a 3-2.
By the way, in PER, Karl Lee Towns is higher than Tim Duncan and Magic Johnson. So take that as you will.
but
That's crazy.
but even if you do value over replacement player, which is a more, you know what I'm saying, sophisticated version of PER, MJ is still better than LeBron. So you know,
Yeah, but it's not by
on the
much.
context.
So when you say clear, you gotta like change that wording because it's like literally his PR is up by like 0.6.
If someone told me MJ's the GOAT because his value over replacement player was the best of all time,
That's
that's
true.
literally
You have
how
to take-
Jokic
you have to
won
take all the
MVP.
Mars,
facts
what
into
exactly?
It's
What
literally how
exactly is
Jokic
PER,
won
Mars?
MVP.
You have to
I don't
take
know.
all
I've never
the
used PER. It
analytics
means
and
player
advance that in
efficiency
context.
rating.
PR is a bad argument.
PER, what it does is it combines everything within the box score, your positive and negative contributions, in some formula where it weighs everything based on how valuable they deem it to be, and it gives you one total number. That's what
Jokic
PER
is
is.
two. Jokic is number 2.
But
all time.
they recently changed the formula because Russell Westbrook's MVP season broke the formula. So
Yep,
they changed
and
it.
when they changed the formula, it showed that MJ's are still greater.
But yeah, I've never used PER, but
Yeah, and the formula says Yao Ming's above Kobe, so also take that as you will.
This is why I don't like stats, bro.
Exactly.
yes,
It's like weird.
Of course.
They changed the formulas to sit here and promote whichever narrative, bro.
Exactly,
So what's the
but the question
yeah,
was,
Dub, did you not know
per the
people use
stats?
stats to lie all the time? But based on those stats, MJ won 3-2. So I hope
that was the question. The question was based on the stats.
Why does the GOAT debate always come up?
Reggie just thought he was funny, calling me the stat guy.
Mars, I'm not gonna lie. You was See, this is my thing, right? When y'all was talking about MJ, LeBron, and Shaq about finishing, those are my top 3. But you using your argument is that LeBron is clearly a better finisher than Michael Jordan, and then that's where I was like, "Come on, Morris, like that's not."
Yeah, and
that's also based on stats, too.
upon review, I don't think it's clear. I still think LeBron's better.
That's fine though. That's fine.
When I'm saying things like off the cuff, I've never had to think of a list of the best finishers. I said I think MJ. I said LeBron's comfortably better. I'm not sure I believe that. It also wasn't. I didn't know the LeBron finishing numbers until it was brought to me after the fact. Turns out Lou was capping about those numbers.
Was capping, yes.
But
does a lot of that.
But those LeBron finishing numbers, they are quite interesting. But I said I think LeBron's a better finisher because I think the way he gets to the rim, his strength, I think he's great with both hands, above the rim, below the rim, his ability to absorb contact and still finish. I think there's a lot of ways you could argue without just saying numbers. And someone has like a crackling noise. I don't know if it's me. If you guys can hear it.
What? It's not you.
It's gone.
Oh no, because everybody just muted their mic. Oh my god! I was trying to work it out. Man. Y'all messed it up. It's between Bobby or Casual Takes. I don't know.
You want me to? I'll mute mine. Nobody's home. It's just me.
It might be Casual Take. Casual Take. Say something real quick, because you're muted. He's muted. He's muted. No. It's Bobby. Yes, you got static coming in from your mic, Bobby.
But yeah, I think you could argue LeBron's a better finisher than MJ without stats. I think the stats would help. I think when you're talking about things such as finishing, such as shooting, such as scoring, I think efficiency is a stat that should be brought up every time. I don't think you should make a conversation about who the best mid-range shooter is without talking about how efficient they are from the mid-range. Same with finishing, same with shooting threes, same with scoring in general. If you don't bring up those numbers at all, I'm kind of looking at you funny. But if you only use the numbers, I'm also kind of looking at you funny. So it goes both ways. But I still think LeBron is a better finisher than MJ.
That's fine. Drink more water with Super Chat. They compared Simmons and Embiid to Magic and oh my god.
Who's they? Who is they?
That's
I don't remember that.
terrible.
I don't
Who is
remember
they?
that. I don't remember that. I don't want to talk about that.
Y'all don't remember
That's
that?
terrible.
Nah, because it didn't happen.
It definitely happened. A lot of like
Yeah,
sports
and, like-
blog sites and ESPN. They were posting a lot of little comparison pictures.
Yeah, they
I
were
saw the
making
LeBron
comparisons like that
comparisons.
when
I
they
know
were at
those
their
are-
best.
I'm not doubting that it happened because I heard the Ben Simmons and Magic Johnson comparison, so I wouldn't be surprised if they
Yeah,
tried to
like
do
there were
that.
2 years. I think it was Simmons, like the first year he actually played in it, and then the year they had Butler, and they had like
I
that
saw-
great team. I think that's when they were making comparisons like that.
I saw the Ben Simmons trash can comparisons, but I don't remember the LeBron ones.
Yo, I refuse. I
Oh,
can't
brother.
stand for this shit no more because I just heard the last group do the same thing y'all doing right now. Like I remember the
I
past
defended him.
I remember the past 4 or 5 seasons. Everybody was jocking Ben Simmons. He's this. He's
Yep.
that. He's
Not
better.
me.
And now
Look, wait, LeBron was calling him
nobody
the prince.
like y'all gonna say none of y'all was on that bandwagon. I'm on record. I was never a big Ben Simmons fan, but he's not this bad. Like there's no way.
I've always been
indifferent.
indifferent. I've always been indifferent towards Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
I thought people who thought he was like elite overrated, and people thought he was trash underrated him. And I think now people seem to act like he can't do anything, which I think is underrating him. So
Yeah, he can't do something. It's called sitting on the bench.
yeah, because when a player turns out to be what someone didn't think, in order to because they can't just admit they were wrong or they didn't see something coming, they'll just say they were always on this side of the fence. When you could just say I was wrong, like it happens. Not everyone's right about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, even me, and I'm the prophet of PC.
Oh my god. Okay.
Drink more water with super chat. If Nurse is such a great coach, why is Toronto 28-31? They have a lot of talent on that team in Siakam, OG, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr. Does his season peg him down?
No, can I answer why? Because I'm a Raptor fan.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that team has talent, but it has talent that just doesn't fit together. They have a lot of guys that are big, maybe not a lot, but they have guys that are big that start for them and get a lot of minutes that just can't shoot the ball. Like, this guy's on that roster. Siakam's better driving to the rim. Barnes, he's better like maybe in the post or driving to the rim. Not a great shooter. OG Anunoby, though he can shoot the ball. When he's on the ball, he isn't a very good shot creator. Gary Trent's a good shooter, but he's streaky at times as well. Thad Young sometimes got minutes for them. Precious Achiuwa's regressed from last season. That team just can't shoot the ball. We just can't shoot the ball. I don't think that's Nurse's fault. I think it's a personnel issue. And I hate the deadline we had. We literally just added another non-shooter. So, I mean, Masai Ujiri's done.
No, Jakob's nice. Jakob's nice.
Yeah, he's nice, but he's not what we needed. We don't need him. We
Or you
traded
could
a
have got.
first-round pick.
I mean, if you would have, stopped asking for 5 picks for OG Anunoby and
Yeah,
grew
that
up
was-
and
that-
realized
that was
that he's not
much.
as good as you guys are saying he is, you maybe
That
would have
was
got some
much.
return.
Well, he's good. He's good.
No, he's good. but,
Yeah, like, he's
it's
worth 2 or
trade
3.
packages that they're turning down for him is getting a little.
Like
It's
the
getting
Warriors package. I saw a Warriors package the other day, and they didn't take it. Or no, I think it was the Raptors asking price, and it was way too much.
I've seen the Raptors win a championship without him, so they need to calm their egos.
That's when they had Kawhi.
Yeah, well, I'm just
I
saying.
just feel like what OG brings to the table is valuable to what a lot of key pieces that's needed for a lot of teams that want to go
he's
to the
really
championship.
good.
Yeah,
He's really
like
good.
a 3-and-D wing.
But like
handle the ball
turning
just
down
a little
4
bit.
first-round picks for him is like wild.
Yeah, that's
4
insane.
first rounders is wild.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And
And Fred
Fred
VanVleet's overrated. I don't
and
like
a couple
Fred
other role
VanVleet
players
either.
too with the picks.
He's good. He's worth like 2 to 3 first-round picks. He's really good, especially when he brings on the defensive side of the ball. He can still give you 17
He's
points.
worth 2?
Yeah, a 2 to 3.
I don't know about 2 to 3. That's still a lot.
Hop in that jump,
No,
Mars.
I mean, no, he's still a good player who can bring you a lot on the defense side of the ball. Could be a really good piece to a championship team. But like 4 to 5 and like a couple young players is crazy.
I don't know, but I
Hey.
just don't think that he's worth 2 to 3 first round picks.
I
That's
think
the thing.
he's
That's
worth
tough.
2 to 3. I think he's worth 2.
You talking about OG still?
Yeah, I think OG's worth like 2.
2 to 3
Yeah,
first round picks. That's
I
tough.
agree
Maybe
for
you
the
throw
right
another player
team.
with
For the
OG,
right team, yeah.
You can make it work.
Yeah, Mark, what you got?
If you already got like a good team set, I think so. I wouldn't do it to build around OG.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, is OG Anunoby better than Mikal Bridges?
That's
No.
kind of close.
It depends. What do you
It's
mean by
close.
better though?
Yeah, well, yeah. What do you,
Offensively, I'll take Mikal Bridges, but like I'm not like a defensive like watcher, so I couldn't tell you on the defensive side of the ball.
Casual.
So you don't watch defense, bro?
You know what? We're good. My bad. I'm playing, bro.
Bro, I got class, bro. I can't watch film every day.
I feel you. I feel you. How old are you? How old are you?
This is more valuable
I'm 19.
to the what the game needs. You know what I'm saying? As far
Stay in them
as
books, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Because not only can Bridges defend, you know what I'm saying? We seeing that he can do things on the offensive end. He can also handle the ball very well, and things of that nature. So, and I think OG Anunoby, he's very good at what he does as far as being a 3-and-D player. But I feel like Mikal Bridges is more versatile in his play style and what he does, and can fit into more teams more than OG.
I just have I have a bad taste with OG Anunoby because I remember when my favorite player hung like 3 million post fadeaways on him in that Eastern Conference semifinals. So he got destroyed. Yeah, LeBron was eating up OG Anunoby.
LeBron,
and I remember there was articles coming out that OG Anunoby was supposed to be the Bron stopper, and LeBron cooked him.
They have a new Bron stopper every
He was a
year,
rookie.
though.
Okay, cool, but they were still making.
I think Pat Bev even tried to get that title, and it was like, Pat Bev, shut up.
You know, remember when Pat Bev blocked him at the end of the game?
I hate that. Like, come on, bro. Like, people act as if Bron can't get stopped.
I think
like,
Marcus Morris tried to get that title too.
Marcus
There was a couple. Remember Thad Young when he was with Philly, or was with Philly or Indiana at that point? I don't know, but there's been a couple of Bron stoppers. What's the dude's name? Deshaun Stevenson.
Oh yeah, he definitely got that title.
He actually
well,
put
they
a little
beat
something
LeBron
on
in the
Bron.
finals, so you could maybe give him that argument.
That wasn't LeBron's stopper. That was the LeBron like shower upper, right? It's like they wasn't looking at him for the defense. It was like he was just showing up LeBron James.
I think that was Lance. I think that was Lance.
Lance
Stevenson.
Lance
that was Lance that was supposed to show him up, but Deshaun actually did pretty good on Bron. I will say that.
The only people that deserve that title is everybody who Mars is hate. Iguodala.
I don't
Andre
hate
Iguodala.
Why would I hate Iguodala?
I don't think he hates Iguodala.
He's the real
because he clamped LeBron and got
no, my bad. I watched the video. It's Draymond Green because he held him to under -15 relative true shooting.
Isn't that what clamp means though?
But I don't think Draymond Green is a LeBron, so I just don't think Iggy locked him up.
No, but Draymond Green locked him up because he held him to under -15.
No, because I said Draymond wasn't on him for enough possessions because he wasn't LeBron's primary defender. But in the possessions he did hold him to less efficiency than Iguodala.
Why would you? Oh my God, this is what I don't get. Why would you use true shooting or like relative true shooting? Because I seen the numbers you brought up. LeBron's efficiency was only that high because he went from 8 from 11 from 3.
Whose fault is that? That's not my fault.
No. Don't get me wrong. That's fine. But you gotta understand, like somebody defending Bron, if Bron makes 8 from 11 from 3, it's like
it's unlucky. That's life.
That's unlucky. So I don't know why that's a point to sit here and try to be like.
Because I'm not gonna start. I even use for the casuals. I use the field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage stuff. I did that.
No. I seen you do it.
I had it for everyone. It was there for everyone.
You kept using. What pissed me off about that video? You kept using the points. Well, LeBron was shooting above efficiency. It was like, bro, you could clearly tell that just came because he was just hitting his threes. Like he was just hitting them. Like you can't.
Game 4 to 6, he wasn't hitting them. 1 through 3.
Oh my God, it's a coincidence, and you know.
4 for 6, it wasn't, and he was still more efficient.
Bro, you know it was a coincidence he was hitting them threes, bro. When people guarding LeBron,
yeah, there was
like
one
that.
he made. There was one he made. It was like a 30 he made.
Yeah, it's like, come on. I like the 16 for 42 though, or no, 16 for 45 was it? I like that one.
I can't.
Nasty. That's the numbers shit. That's the numbers.
I use the numbers for everyone. I watched every
single. Bro, Mars literally pulled up real film in that video. I watched it yesterday. He didn't just use numbers. He pulled up real film.
Oh no. I know that. It's just sometimes Mars will use number. I hate Mars. Don't know, and I don't know. Mars knows this. Not everyone knows this. I hate true shooting percentage.
Yeah.
I hate it all, mainly because.
What does it even mean, though?
Like all it does is basically like from point A. Basically like point A to point B, right? With true shooting, it calculates the 3-pointers, the free throws you make, and the 2-pointers you make, and basically it's like me going to the grocery store, right? I gotta go to the grocery store instead of me just going from one block to another block. I just go straight to it. That's you doing it efficiently, right? I'm not gonna go to my house, stop at my friend's house, and then go to a grocery store. That's all.
Basketball terms, though.
Yeah, that's all efficiency is. Where it's like the fastest way to get to 20 points. That's the most efficient way.
It's how many points you scored and how many possessions it took you to score those points.
Yeah.
And also putting
I didn't get.
that's
I
not
didn't get
really
the
cool.
go
Though.
into the shop analogy, but
It's not like you shoot. It's not like one person shoots every time that your team has the ball though. So like,
yeah,
I
but
just
I'm
don't like.
saying if he has 27 points and took 15 shots and 5 free throws, theoretically that would be 15 shots, 5 free throws. That's like 17 possessions, 17 or 18 possessions. 25 points on 17, 18 possessions is better than 25 points on 22 possessions.
So your true shooting is going to be higher if you're a better 3-point shooter as opposed to being better mid-range.
Yeah, by theory, yeah.
Okay.
In theory,
and
that's why
that's not bad.
The biggest poster child for why people hate true shooting is James Harden, because he got to the line a bunch and took a bunch of threes. So his true shooting was always high, but he always had like a 42, 43 field goal percentage.
Yeah.
So people were like, why is this guy got such high true shooting where his field goal percentage doesn't match it? So that's like the biggest differentiator.
I'm not mad at knowing what the true shooting percentage is. Now, I mean, not that I know what it means. I'm not mad at like keeping track of it and actually knowing that. But I'm not a fan of using that in the argument as why this person's better than that person.
Yeah, that's me too. Because that
I use it as an argument as why he's more efficient. But
I'm about to say you
use that in an argument.
No, I use efficiency as a reason why someone's a better scorer, but I don't.
LeBron is 52 all time in true shooting. I just looked it up.
What's that?
50. Let's see. Jordan is 120.
That's not true.
Wait, that's not true at all.
It says NBA career leaders and records for true shooting. I just looked up the all-time true shooting percentage. Basketball Reference.
I'll find MJ's true.
MJ's
true shooting
ABA.
is
My bad. This
MJ's true
takes
shooting is 57%.
My bad. LeBron is 51 if you don't include ABA, and Jordan is 118. It had
he's not making sense. MJ's 57%. And
yeah,
LeBron,
118 all time. Like.
Okay. MJ's 57%. LeBron is 56.9, and LeBron is 58.
Yeah, 56.9 has him 118th all time in NBA.
I didn't know you were doing all time.
My bad.
Wait, but
where's Steph on that?
How many games?
Steph is 6. Steph's true shooting's crazy high.
Yeah, makes sense.
Rudy Gobert's number 1, by the way. So take that stat as you will.
Hey, on those stats, what's the minimum amount of games played?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have rookies in here, so. I don't know. Hassan Whiteside's 31.
But comparing
Gilmore's 3, DeAndre Jordan's 2.
Watch out for Minnesota.
Tyson Chandler's 7. Karl-Anthony Towns again is top 10 in another stat.
Comparing true shooting like that is disingenuous, by the way.
Yeah, it's disingenuous.
You'd have to do it relative to the time, like.
I know, and the teams allowed true shooting too.
And then also
that's what you have
the type of shots.
I'm just saying, I was just like throwing out stats. Like Amir Johnson's 26 all time. I was just like throwing it out.
Like, of course, LeBron's, like, for instance, LeBron's true shooting percentage is going to be extremely high because he has an extremely high percentage 0 to 3 feet from the basket. You know what I'm saying? Outside of 3 feet, in the past 10 years, you know what I'm saying, LeBron hasn't shot as high as 40% from outside of 3 feet. You know what I'm saying? As far as compared to Jordan, you know what I'm saying, his last year as a Wizard, he shot 42% from mid-range. You know what I'm saying? And that was his last year as a Wizard. So imagine him as a Bull. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about the difficulty of shots and what types of shots are being taken. So, and think about it. DeAndre Jordan has probably the highest true shooting percentage of all time. But is DeAndre Jordan the best offensive player of all time? Of course not. So you can't do that. You know, so I see people in the stats. I mean, I see people in the comments saying, oh, that means LeBron's better than MJ. Not really necessarily, especially on the scoring end. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about scoring, you got to think about the difficulty of shots, what types of shots are being taken. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, 0 to 3 feet is going to be a higher quality shot than a mid-range shot or a three-point shot, especially when you're comparing different areas and what type of shots are being taken.
Like, there's sometimes where, like, the true shooting could be affected in a way where LeBron was actually a perfect case. A guy could just be hitting. They could just be hitting their threes, right? They're hitting their threes, but they're getting locked up on every other aspect of the court, right? But the true shooting, and then let's say if they do make their free throws, the true shooting would tell me, nah, this guy was very efficient, mainly because the three-pointers is going to put him up a level, and the free throws is going to put him up a level. Then that's not going to tell me anything that within the 2-point line, he was getting locked the fuck up. And there's some times where that could sit here and gets misconstrued like that. So that's why I hate using true shooting percentage, because it literally tells me nothing about their game. It tells me nothing about how these points are generated. It tells me nothing on, was that coming from the free throw line? Was this coming from the 3-point line? Was this coming from 2? Like, it tells me nothing about the game at all. So there's no reason for me to use that in an argument. I hate it. I actually hate it.
It benefits a lot of big men, too, just because their field goal percentage is so high.
If you don't like true shooting, the best game to like go to like question its legitimacy is like game 2 of the Boston series against the Nets last year, when KD was like 4 of 17, but he had like a 52% true shooting or something because he was 18 or 20 from the line. Like that, technically that game would say, oh, he wasn't too inefficient, but if you watch that game, you know he played trash. That's why if you use stats, you have to know what they mean and know what they're representing, and not just form some outrageous conclusions.
Thank you, Mars. Spit. That's what I'll be talking about in the comments. I'll be talking about eye test plus numbers plus context equals educated basketball opinion.
Except for the 70s guys, they're just bad.
Worst era of all time.
Oh man, but listen, I gotta get some of you guys up here. Appreciate you.
I gotta go to class. Appreciate it.
Y'all be easy, all right, fellas. Peace.
That
was great.
All right, Deb, can I stick with this next group, or you need
Bobby, what is wrong?
You can stay until you don't want to be here anymore.
Exactly, Bobby. You don't even have to ask. You good, bro. Don't worry about it. Before y'all go, bro, let me read off some super chats though. What's a player you wish had a better career? For me, it was Blake Griffin. I was hoping he'd leave Detroit and be a great number 2 option for a championship team. That's from Justin DW. That's amazing.
Players count, or is it just players who actually got through their whole career, but that wasn't derailed by injuries?
Whichever one.
Oh, Grant Hill. Grant Hill is always the one I go to.
Penny Hardaway.
Jabari Parker.
D-Rose.
Jabari Parker's fire. Primo, what you got to say to this? Which player do you wish had a better career?
Which player you wish had better? For me, it was Blake Griffin. You talking about based off injury? Penny?
Not injuries. It could be injuries or circumstance, anything like that. It's up to you.
Oh, Brandon Roy then too. Brandon Roy.
CP3.
I'm going with Zion on that too. Even though it's early, I'm just gonna say it's not gonna work out. But
Zion,
Greg Oden.
Greg Oden is an amazing one. I remember when we had him on Miami, bro. That could have been lethal, but
man,
Greg was in Miami.
He was in Miami for a little bit, but he was always hurt.
Always hurt. That was a sad story.
Yeah, what year was that? Appreciate
happy
you, Primo.
birthday to the Dubboneer, man.
Yeah, happy birthday, Big Dub.
Birthday, Dub. Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You was up late last night. I seen you.
Oh, you pulled up to the chat?
No, I seen you on the gram. I said, look at that. What are you doing?
Fire. Appreciate it, bro. I got some more. Lewis is down. Shooting in real life pod with Oxiday. Who has questions? Bobby, is this true?
Yeah, he hit me up this morning. I'm in Reading, so I told him we could do it. I'm excited about it.
Fire. That's dope. Definitely go check that out. Do you know which YouTube is gonna be on, so we can send a link or no?
It's on his channel.
It's on Louis' channel.
Lewis, if you watching right now, put that in the link right now, bro. Markel Anthony, if the objective is win, is it worth building around a player under 6'6" when history proves otherwise? Exceptions being Wade, Curry, Isaiah, Zeke, Thomas.
No, so for the most part, you always go with like at least someone who's 6'6" and above, and that's why it's hard. That's why it's hard when, like, for me, when I rank players, especially, it's hard for those smaller guys to really be up there because you're always going to be limited by your size in some capacity. So you end up having to try and make up for it in a lot of different ways. That's why you give guys like Isaiah, Steph. D-Wade played bigger than 6'4", but you can even give D-Wade, like, those type of guys credit, but it's hard to really be dominant or lead a team when you're that undersized.
100%. Most important position in basketball, the wing. Y'all know my take.
That's fire. Anybody else has anything to say to that?
Big men have ruled the game. They're really the greatest players if we just look at the history of the game. Big men been ruling the game, so that's how the game was built around the big man till Michael Jordan came through and switched it around, basically. You know what I'm saying? That's why Hakeem got picked over.
He shook it up a little bit, but I think the big men still dominated for a while, even after that.
Yeah,
Shaq, Duncan.
You know what I mean?
You would still say that most of those big men needed an elite wing to win championships. Most of them. You got a few outliers like Olajuwon, but still, when you talk about Shaq, you talk about D Wade and Kobe. When you talk about Kareem, you talk about Magic. Even before that, you talk about Oscar, even though he was later on in his career. But most of those guys needed elite wings to still win.
I would say it goes both ways. I mean, you're right. I would say that. I would say that those wings, like Kobe definitely needed Shaq, needed Pau Gasol. You know, D Wade, as nice as he was in 06, he definitely needed, you know, the big fellas, Shaq and Alonzo down there. I don't think
Jordan didn't need a lead one, and LeBron didn't necessarily need a elite big man.
Those, like you said, those are outliers. I mean, we're talking about Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying? So,
Isaiah Thomas.
but even with that being
Isaiah
said,
Thomas didn't need a elite big man. I think the wing is more important than the big.
Well, Isaiah might not have had elite big men, but he had some dogs down there on the block though. That was
no doubt. You need great players. Anybody needs great players. Anybody needs great players, but I'm saying elite. Wing is the most important to me.
Nah, but like back then they would build the team around the big man because all they would do is like post it up. So like they would have elite wings and like there'd be outliers like a Magic, like a Bird, but the team would be centered around like getting the ball to the big man, you know?
Are they really the out? Because if you look at 1980 all the way to 2000,
right?
Magic won 5, Bird won 3, Isaiah won 2, MJ won 6.
Exactly.
How many rings is that? That's 5.
Well, that's like
that's 16 of 20.
You can say that, or you can also say Kareem won 5. You can say Mikal and Parrish won 3. You know what I'm saying? Like
and on all them teams.
I think it'd be
those guys didn't lead their teams though, Ox.
Yeah, like the same way you using the points, like when Shaq was dominating, right? We're gonna talk about Shaq dominating, but of course he benefited from having Kobe, but we can't deny that Shaq was the best guy. It's the same thing. Like Magic Johnson, probably not in the early 80s, but definitely for the majority of the 80s, he was the best guy for that team. Larry Bird was the best guy for that team. IT, all these guys were the best guy for the team, and the best guys of that team was what greatly influenced that team to win titles. And you know, it is what it is. So to say that the big men just dominated the league before, it's like I wouldn't say that.
Look at the offense, how it was ran. The back down point guard, dump to the big man. The big man either post up or throw it back out.
A lot of people will post
ran through the big guy, man.
I disagree with that too. I disagree with that too because when you talk,
I think it was run inside out, but through a big, I don't know.
Yeah, but you can bring up Adrian Danley. You can bring up all these guys that led their team offensively. Dr. J's, it's a whole list of guys. I can't even English.
This what I'm saying. It's like I always felt like if you ask me, obviously you have to put the ball in, you have to put the ball in the rim. Like obviously we know that the objective is to score, but to me the most important part of the game has always been rebounding. So that's why I say like the big man is so important because you gotta have somebody down there that's on the glass, that's cleaning up the glass, protecting the rim. You know, I just value what the big man does. So. Yeah, of course, like you got. So I'll go back to Bird. Of course, Bird was the man on that team, undoubtedly. But without him being able to dump it down to Mikal sometimes or Robert Parrish to clean up the glass, you know what I'm saying? He wouldn't.
You need all that.
Won any of those rings.
Right. Nobody's saying that. Yeah, we saying the most important part though. I'm saying the wing can get you 10 rebounds and get you 10 assists, and he can do multiple things that a point guard necessarily can't do. That a control the play like a center can't necessarily do. So when you have a elite wing, it affects multiple aspects of the game. He can lock up the perimeter sometimes if it's an elite defender, and he can play interior defense at times. You know what I'm saying? That a point guard can't do. So I feel like that's the most Swiss Army, most important piece.
I think my sister actually my sister actually put me on that, so I will agree with you in the sense that my sister she had a good point guard and she was able to get the ball, so she averaging at that point like 21. Then her point guard graduates and she like, man, I can't even get the rock, like
right.
What I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you on that. But I want to ask, what do y'all think is easier to do in the NBA? Is it easier to average 20 or is it easier to average 11 rebounds?
Right now?
Depends on who I am.
Like so it's easier for a big man to average 11 rebounds and a block and a half or whatever, or is it easier for a guard to average 20 points?
I think if like I'm a 7-footer, it would be easier for me to average like 11, mainly because
Well,
they're
how
probably
many
gonna put
players
me at
average
the
like
center
11
position.
rebounds right now? I don't know.
This might
Maybe not much.
sound crazy. I think now is probably the hardest time for bigs to dominate rebounding.
Sure.
And
That
the
makes
reason
sense.
I think that's
Score
because
easily.
there's so many threes, and we know long shots, long rebounds.
Right.
That there's not many rebounds falling into the big man's hands. So I think for a big to get like 11, 12 assists now, not assists, rebounds now, I think it's harder than it was in say the 80s because everything was falling in and around
Right.
6 feet of the rim. So I think now it's probably harder to get double-digit rebounds.
You know what? You're right.
I
Like,
agree
you're
with
right.
that.
Yeah.
Look at that,
And-
a take without
and-
stats.
yeah,
Crazy.
You know what? You're
You could
right. And
score
on top of
20
that,
easier.
20 in today's day is nothing.
Easy.
Like, people
Not
aren't saying
easy. I
that
won't call it easy. I'm saying with these players' skill sets, it's easy because the players make it easy. So it's not easy. But with these players' skill set, the ability to shoot the long ball and all that, 20 is not crazy for a lot of players at all.
Yeah.
The better question is, what's harder, 10 assists or 10 rebounds?
The way they be kind, and I saw on TikTok an assist Markel Fultz score. It was the worst assist I've ever seen.
Probably 10 assists. Probably 10 assists.
The way they be kind and assisting.
Every count, man. The Duke had the ball for like 4 seconds, like people saying, and they'll still give you an assist. It's crazy.
I think
I don't know what they count as an
But you
assist.
still got to
we
make
could
the
put-
shot.
We could put our best John Stockton impression on, you know?
Oh my god.
You got to
give it to
make the shot for the
Yeah, give
person
it
to get the assist.
just keep
It's
giving the ball to
dependent
Joel
on somebody
Embiid.
else.
Yeah, of course. So just keep giving the ball like Joel or like I don't know, Maxi or whoever's getting buckets, bro. I could do that.
Right. Yeah, 10. I think
I'm not banging
rebounding
down
is harder
low.
than assisting at this point. I think.
But you got to depend on, as long as you, if I could depend on me to go do it, like that's on me. But if you miss every shot, if I just got a bad team, I'm dropping dimes and they bricking. I can't force an assist in.
That's
It
why you don't
depends
judge.
on
That's why you
scenario.
don't judge playmakers by
But
assist.
it just depends on scenarios.
I
though,
didn't
so.
see Russell Westbrook force the rebound in. People let him get the rebound. I didn't see a lot.
But also on rebounds too. So I seen somebody in the chat say assists need 2 players, rebound only need 1. That's not always true. There's a lot of times where guards will just watch their big man, supposed to get the rebound. They're not boxing out their man or nothing. So you might be on the block trying to get a rebound against 3-4 other guys. Where rebounding is a team effort. Everybody got to box out, put a body on somebody, and get them.
If you watch OKC when they had Russ,
I agree with
Steven
that.
Adams' primary job was to box out and not even think about grabbing the boards. Like you can give Russ credit for getting the board, but you look at that, it's more than just Russ going and getting it. There's
I
no
watch
other
people
factors that go
box
into that.
out.
Nah,
and
you're
Russ
going and getting it.
the board.
Fuck everything else.
Okay.
The Sean 916 with the super chat. This is for your guys' take from the panel. But for a man to be averaging 38-7 at 38, it's crazy to not be a top 3 player right now.
Him being 38 has nothing to do with it. If you're judging with ranking players in the NBA today, someone being older than everyone doesn't make him better than everyone. It makes him better than everyone his age, sure.
Facts.
But I'm
So where is he
comparing him to 27-year-old Giannis, 27-year-old Jokic.
Ain't no
24-year-old
age
Luka.
handicap.
Exactly.
You don't start.
You don't get bonus. You don't get bonus points for age. You don't get
Where
bonus
is he
points for
ranked at?
age. The same way you don't get bonus points for height. It's like
I do agree.
judge you as you are. That's
I
it.
do agree. A lot of people were shitting on Tom Brady this year, even though
Because he's trash. He's
45. He wasn't trash.
He's
He wasn't trash.
He's
But
trash.
40. No, I'm not Mars. I'm not doing this with you.
But carry on.
Even though Tom Brady was still putting up a lot of good statistical feats, they just calling him trash. They didn't care about the age. Like, it is what it
He
is.
ain't
Like,
play good this year.
but LeBron, I do think LeBron. I agree with Dale though. Like, if somebody were to say LeBron's top 3, like, I'm not arguing.
If someone said LeBron was the best player in the world, would you just say okay and keep it moving, or would you just like? To me, that's
argue for
crazy.
KD. I would just argue for KD. That's it.
To me, it would be crazy.
Best
to say
player in the
LeBron.
world?
Yeah, you can argue top 3.
I'll
Right
argue
now?
KD to the death of me. I will argue KD to the death of me.
I want to hear everybody tell me who their best player is. You say KD, right?
KD.
Right now, I'm saying Giannis. I'll take Giannis.
Giannis.
I got KD.
KD.
Wow. I say Giannis right now still.
And Mars, you got KD.
That's a Jokic.
Oh, Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
You mean this season or just right now? Period in the
we're
NBA.
just saying who the best player.
Who's the best active player right now in the NBA?
The best player playing in the NBA
But listen,
today.
This
I gotta go,
point.
Giannis.
I wouldn't argue. It's Jokic, Giannis, 1 and 2.
If it ain't Giannis because of the two-way game,
stop it.
Right? Because I really don't think it's Giannis. His game, when I watch it, it just don't scream best player in the world. So anybody could be argued. LeBron could be argued still being the best player.
I think so too, because listen.
God.
Let me ask you this. No. But I'm gonna tell you guys because
I can't agree with that.
This is what
I'm a LeBron fan.
I don't think you can argue
This is what I
LeBron's the best
say.
player on the planet.
Winning bias is a drug.
Yes,
it's a drug.
Yes, it is.
Yo, there's no such thing as winning bias, Doug.
No, there is. Watch.
Whoa, man, stop that.
Watch the picture I'm about to paint real quick, right? Just wait, right? And this is a hypothetical, but I just want you guys to answer truthfully, right?
I ain't saying he's the best. I'm just saying.
If LeBron was on the Boston Celtics, what we think differently about LeBron James and who he is as a player?
Taking out who?
We as in the
Taking out
basketball
Jason
community.
Tatum. Yes, Jason Tatum.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Why is that?
Because the Boston Celtics would be a top 3 seed in that conference, and LeBron would be the best player on the team.
And then therefore, for him to be called the best player in the world wouldn't be crazy, right?
By the basketball community, no, it wouldn't be crazy.
That's my point.
Let me ask a question though. Why do we play basketball?
To win, which is fine. To win.
But listen though,
to win the game. So I'm gonna factor that in.
Hold on though. This is the whole point. When Bron and them before the bubble, right? Before the season started, then Giannis win the MVP. Who was they saying? Wasn't Giannis putting up astronomical numbers then? The same type of numbers he putting up now. Was they saying LeBron was still the best player in the league or not?
They were.
And Giannis was doing the exact same thing. That's what I'm saying.
Because winning matters.
But he was winning then. They was on the trajectory to win 70
No,
games.
but LeBron won a chip.
They was on the trajectory to win 70 games.
You saying when LeBron won a chip?
Yeah, when KD did the little toe print thing and damn near beat Giannis, they were saying KD was better than Giannis, and Giannis went and won the championship, and people still was saying KD was better than Giannis. Only till last year when KD got put out the first round, people start retracting that statement. Like, yeah, I don't know, Giannis the best player. But
so he didn't win, so you take it back, right?
I think me personally,
the playoffs, right?
Giannis didn't win last year either.
No, he didn't win last year. But when you talk about defensively, right now, LeBron where he's at defensively.
Gave him a cop out though, Mars. They did give him
but Dub believes if you put a defensive unit like Boston around LeBron, he'd look better defensively.
Oh yeah, that's too much hypothetical, bro. We just talking about what he's doing right now.
No. You see, Todd, this is where I just have to disagree because I've seen LeBron in enough scenarios where 2020, right? 2020 and 2021. I've seen LeBron James play. LeBron James, and this I have to call him out on this. LeBron James, we all know there's times where he'll turn it up and times where he'll turn it off.
Agreed.
And in a situation like the Lakers, he's looking at it like, I'm not going to be turning up for this. I don't see us in a scenario where we could sit here and be something great. So I'm not going to be sitting here giving that much effort on defense. If a lot of times I'm going to be left out to drag, like it happens a lot.
So if LeBron was giving maximum effort, you don't think they would have a better record?
What?
Like 46, on defense?
46
defense. Defensively. You don't think that affects any? You don't think that affects the game at all?
I think they would still be a terrible team.
The thing with that is you're judging him on what he could do, but not what he is doing. So like, if LeBron's playing good defense, like I'll give him props. Like you're gonna be one of the top players, but if he's not doing that, then I'm like, I can't.
But that's what everybody does. That's what everybody does, right? Mars.
So you just judge them on what they're doing.
No. Mars was the same guy who said when he said Stephen Curry was in a slump. He was like, Stephen Curry's in a slump. I know that's not who Stephen Curry is, but at the end of the day, I know what he's capable of.
I'm gonna take him down a little bit because he's not shooting like.
Yeah, but
Stephen Curry, I don't believe in that.
So he was in a slump because he wasn't giving effort.
And the man, and listen, the man is 38 years old. So in my head, I'm like, Why am I going expecting a 38-year-old to be sitting here trying to do all this
I
nonsense?
agree with you. I agree with
I
you.
need y'all to stop acting like 38 is hella old. Like,
It's for NBA. It is.
For NBA, it's crazy.
It's only, it's not.
Man,
It's
my
really
shoulder
not.
hurt
It's
now.
only, it's only old because
Average 30 and be
they're trying to.
38. Oh my god.
They're trying to keep. They're trying to keep bringing in these 19, 18-year-olds. It ain't old. They just trying to make it seem like it's old so we can get off of them. Like, nah, these cats can still play ball.
My point is, regardless of circumstance, Giannis is doing it at a higher level. Period. Defensively, offensively, he carries his team, and they winning. So I don't see how you could just say since LeBron is averaging 30, that makes him a better player.
No. I want you to remind yourself of this, right? Because we all know how basketball works. You know what you get if you get put in a system, right? LeBron, because that's how this all harped on. You put LeBron James in a better system, then a lot of the narratives and the way that we view LeBron James would change dramatically. And I'm gonna ask you this, Ty. Couldn't you say that the system could decide whether a lot of NBA fans and NBA masses view you, right? Based on defense, right?
100%.
So that's why I say
but
LeBron
you watch
James
the
in that
game.
scenario.
So you
We're not talking about the masses. We're talking about you. We're talking about me. We're talking about people who analyze the game at a higher level. So when you talk about LeBron James and his regression at age 38, yeah, he's putting up great numbers on a bad team, but you'll see his numbers might drop a little bit, but the team will be better. So when that's part of it too. So when you say he's averaging 30, if his team is going to win now, he might only have to average 24, 25.
Yo, Tyson, can I ask you this? Part of like analyzing the game, shouldn't that be understanding the tendencies of the players and understanding the habits in which they do?
100%.
So if I know that LeBron James has a habit, like this is not the first time, he has a habit of turning it off, turning it on, putting in full gear, putting in not the full gear. If he has a habit of doing that, why am I going to sit here and doubt that habit and not act as if he's not that same guy? When I know we analyze this on a higher level, we should be able to read scenarios and read situations. Why can't I read the situation and understand that LeBron is doing this because he's 38 years old? He don't want to put his body at risk because he don't want to go out like Kobe.
I got an answer for you.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you put LeBron James on a bad team, which he was on the Lakers, and they're bad, and he's averaging 30, and you're gonna say, well, if LeBron was on a better team, he'll be doing this, and they'll be a better team. So therefore, I'm gonna say he's still a top 5 player in the world. You could do that with any, just like the Bridges situation that you referenced earlier. Okay, in this system, he's a lot better, blah blah blah. But back in the Sun system, he's a top 5 player, but he doesn't just have the opportunity to do that. No, you got to take it as what they're doing.
But the difference between Mikal and LeBron is that LeBron has proved to play at this high of a level, while Mikal hasn't. So that's why Mikal has potential. LeBron James, we know that LeBron is who he is. We know what he can provide. And don't get it wrong. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to preach that LeBron is top 3 or top 5.
Right.
But if somebody were to sit here and tell me,
it's arguable.
I think LeBron James is top 3 or top 5, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you crazy for thinking that. I'm like, I understand where you coming from. That's my only thing.
Giannis ain't did nothing.
Giannis a beast, bro.
Giannis is a beast.
Giannis is
I said different. See, you're not listening.
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Giannis hasn't did nothing since he won them MVPs. Different. He been the same player. Been the same mind.
How much better could he get though?
But he's still top 3 in the MVP race though.
Every year.
Yeah, nothing changed. He's still a monster
because he's still very good at basketball.
Right.
Nobody we not arguing that. What I'm saying is what made him the best player when he played like a monster before, the exact same way. Wasn't nobody running around screaming Giannis the best player.
Because when you lead your team,
when he won the chip, he was the best player.
I'm saying when you lead your team to a championship, that man, I know Mars feels different. I know Dub winning by blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, when you carry your team to a championship, that puts a little something different on you, man. That's a different little glow. That's a different glow that goes on you, bro. You can't deny that.
I'm gonna give you.
He almost carried his team to an L, but KD's shoe was too big, bro.
That's fine, man. You could talk about all kind of players how they won championships. Steve Kerr didn't make the shot. If this didn't happened, if that didn't happen, we could do that all day. But at the end of the day, whoever got the glow, that's gonna bump up
I actually agree with that. People trash the Nets for being horrible. They were one shoe away from, I think, they go to the chip. And
isn't that embarrassing though?
That's irrelevant.
But the best
you gotta have a little.
I know it's
KD. We could do that about a lot of chips.
KD had heard a lot of
the Kawhi shot. The Kawhi shot that bounced around the rim 13 times.
Let me ask you this, Ty. Isn't it embarrassing? Isn't it embarrassing that you said the best player in the world? Isn't it embarrassing that the best player in the world, who you just said Giannis is better than Kevin Durant, so the best player in that series was about to lose to a guy who was a worse player than him, on top of a worse player, had a worse team than him in every single game,
and a worse coach.
And a worse coach.
No,
and a worse coach.
Steve Nash.
And almost got sent home by that team.
Right.
Don't you think that that's a stain, or don't you think that's embarrassing?
Even better.
Oh hell no, he won.
Well, then we
A stain? I wouldn't call it a stain.
I can't call something embarrassing for it being
If
almost.
you switch LeBron with Giannis
I
last
wouldn't
year
call
in
it a
that
stain.
Game 7 versus Boston, who win?
If what?
If you switch LeBron with Giannis Antetokounmpo in that Game 7 versus Boston, who wins?
LeBron, Giannis.
Fucking no.
That's a hypothetical, bro. I don't know.
That's a big
Who
hypothetical.
wins?
Based on how I was watching Giannis play in that
When
game
my
7,
man was the best player in the East, he used to run through that thing, man.
But who knows if it would have been to a Game 7 with LeBron? You know, it's so many. That's too many variables, bro.
I'm not comparing Giannis to LeBron. Though. I say LeBron way better, but Giannis.
I think Giannis was gassed in that game 7. I think he was gassed in that game 7.
Oh, but KD wasn't gassed in Game 7.
I think KD was gassed too.
Oh yeah,
you gotta win that.
KD is a boss. Yeah, I'm not saying offensively.
The way Giannis
he's not a
was
boss.
bunnies in that Game 7, I think he was tired.
Yeah, Giannis had a bad game, but did he have some good games in that series too? Some great games.
Yeah, he did. I'm just saying in that game 7. In that Game 7, I think he was tired.
What was that? What was the game?
He was definitely tired. Everybody
was the game.
tired.
They could have won in the Game 6. Didn't he let Jason Tatum put about a?
We could do that with LeBron too, though. And I'm a LeBron fan. We could do that with LeBron all day.
Young puppies out, man.
Shit, JT was putting it on LeBron in that Game 7.
Man, I'm a LeBron fan, bro. I'm not here to.
I seen my man run through that East where he was the best player.
If Jason Tatum would have dunked on Bron and turned him up, they would have won that series.
Yeah, but you know
when he dunked on him and chest bumped and he woke Bron up like,
hold on, man. Let me stop playing.
Wake up when he put that 30-40 ball.
Giannis ain't Bron.
LeBron's got plenty of playoff failures we can point to. If you don't point to Giannis' playoff failures, we can definitely go down LeBron's laundry list of playoff failures. So we can't do that.
I'm talking about in his prime, you can't.
LeBron has way too many playoff highs, though.
Yeah, that's facts. But we was talking about right now, and y'all bringing up, you know what I'm saying? LeBron in his prime is a way better player than Giannis.
Why would we bring LeBron?
Hey, Ty, you want to be real with you? I'm gonna be real with you, bro.
When you the best player in the league,
Giannis only has over the last 5 years. Giannis only has like one playoff high, and that was in 2021.
That's a big high, though. That's why we love Dirk. What is Dirk without that chip?
Oh my!
I've given my opinion on Dirk Nowitzki as well.
I think Dirk Nowitzki's legacy is very overrated, mainly because of that ring in my head, in my mind.
I don't know how we overrating chips, bro. How do you overrate chips?
No. His legacy. I said his legacy. I said his legacy. Right? Dirk was known as a playoff. Dirk was known as a playoff choker. Dirk was known as a playoff underperformer. Dirk was known as a guy you can't get.
He washed that off.
He lost to the week. No, that's the thing. Just because, and that's the thing I just don't agree with. Just because you win that doesn't negate some of the flaws in what happened in your whole entire career.
But that's
I
not
don't
his
like that way.
right.
I don't like that way.
That's why he's not in the GOAT debate, though. That's why he's not top whatever.
Yeah, that's not. He's not with KG. He's not with Tim Duncan because of that.
People have him over KG. People have him over KG because of that.
He shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be.
No, he's not over KG on my list.
Yo,
but people have him over KG because of that.
If y'all gonna say that, I don't want to hear shit else about Chris Paul and James Harden. Just want to let y'all know that. I'm not gonna conversate about James Harden and Chris Paul no more.
What are you talking about, Dub?
Because if we gonna do Dirk like this,
right?
No. Nobody.
What are you trying to say?
Nobody's trying to.
I'm not trying to say nothing. I'm saying what I said.
Nobody's trying to do. Nobody's trying to do Dirk.
I don't understand.
Nobody's trying to do Dirk like nothing. But this is just something that just people do. I don't help it. I can't help it that people do this. That people sit here and look at that ring and come on a level. No, that's not my. That's people's winning bias. They would. You just disagreed that that KG's that Dirk Nowitzki's better than KG, correct?
I do disagree, but not because of the finals, just because I think Kevin Garnett was better than Dirk Nowitzki.
100. But that's the point with Dirk. There's a lot of people out there that will spin it the other way. That Dirk and the legacy in which he had was that much greater that he's better than Kevin Garnett.
KG didn't.
That's too far. That's too far.
That's fine though, because Dirk was a straight baller. There was no.
He was.
I'm not mad at you if you have Dirk over KG. But I'm not gonna go into like, because he didn't win this series and that series, he didn't win a ring until 2011. But
we saying his legacy got boosted because of that ring.
If he would have been, why wouldn't it? Did you see
the legacy is about is winning?
If he would have beat Boston or something, he would just he got his chip. But he beat Bron and them, and his legacy got boosted. It wasn't just Boston. It was the Road. I mean,
it was Kobe.
Miami. It was the Road to Miami. Yeah, it was. Kobe, he knocked off Kobe, knocked off them young boys in OKC.
Right.
Yeah, no, that was a monster run, bro. You can't knock that to me, and that does. It should boost your legacy, and it should boost your legacy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Did you see what Dirk was doing?
No.
They had Kevin Durant, and Serge Ibaka trying to double him on the baseline, and he like, fuck
that wasn't the same squad.
Hit that fade.
I'm not gonna lie. This is why. When people look back on that run, they see the name of Russ, KD, James Harden, and then they're like, "Oh my God, that wasn't Russ and James Harden that time." James Harden wasn't even the best six-man version of himself in 2011.
That's fine.
Hold on. But people keep saying the road going up there. Listen, he swept Kobe. That's fine. He beat an Oklahoma City Thunder team who was the 4 seed while Dallas was the 3 seed.
Who went to the finals
the Mavericks, it's fine that they went to the finals the very next year because James Harden took a step up in his play. He took a step up in his play.
Hold on.
That's a fact.
Man of the year.
Now we discrediting a first round opponent. That's what we doing.
Hold on. First round. What are you talking about?
First round was
what was it? Second round?
It was the conference finals.
You gonna say he swept Kobe?
No, I thought they beat.
Second round was Kobe. Third round.
I'm saying.
Oh, okay. My bad.
So you could. So this is what people do. This is what people do with Dirk run, right? I'm fine with you bringing up Kobe though. Like, don't get me him sweeping Kobe.
Okay. I thought I got him mixed up.
100%. But when y'all sit here and try to big up this Oklahoma City Thunder team as if there was this crazy team, they weren't on that level yet. They were not. They were not on the level of which you guys see. KD
was a
Russ on James Harden, and y'all sit here and try to be like, yeah, the road leading up to that was just.
They were in the second round of the playoffs. What are you talking about? They were in the second round of the playoffs.
Warriors when they were
Spurs. That's my bad. That was the Western Conference Finals. Yeah. You're telling me that they were in the Western Conference Finals and they just weren't that.
And it was trash.
It's not up. No. But Bobby, don't get this. Don't forget this point. Don't forget this point right here. Don't forget this point right here. Don't forget this point right here, Bobby. I'm not saying that the Oklahoma City Thunder was trash, and that's what happens with you. Anytime when somebody says something, you just go with the extreme. All we're saying is to act as if this underdog feat of Dirk beating the Oklahoma City Thunder in 2011, that is not true.
They should have been.
They were on the same caliber. They were on the same caliber level.
Dallas should have beat them.
the finals in 2011 is fine, but y'all using the point of him beating him sweeping Kobe and the Lakers fine, but then him beating Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, as if in that time that was a realistic
And
thing.
Memphis did them.
That was a
a
realistic
squad.
thing.
That was a squad, Dub. What do you
Memphis
mean?
did them.
Yeah, I don't like that, Dub. I don't like that argument at
Kevin
all.
Durant been Kevin Durant
Hey,
since he was in
Memphis
Seattle.
ain't
He
do him a favor.
been like
Who was
this.
James Harden though? James Harden
I
was
don't.
James Harden.
James Harden was a
Memphis did
problem.
him a favor,
James
man.
Harden
Got
was not
rid of
James
San
Harden that
Antonio
year.
for him.
Was Russ that year?
That happens a lot, bro. I'm not gonna discredit people's runs because certain teams got knocked off
We
before
not
this and that.
discrediting the run. We saying it's a little
People said that
overrated. That's
people in
all.
the bubble said, "Oh, if the Lakers would have won a bit against the Clippers, man, they would have got washed and all this and that." Blah blah blah. Come
I
on,
don't
bro.
agree with that.
No,
Let's do it this way, Dub. Let's do it this way. Let's just compare
They
teams.
lost
Let's just
to
compare
the
teams.
Nuggets.
Okay. Seattle who? They had Nick Collison.
And so did Memphis. And so did
Serge
San Antonio. They
Ibaka.
lost.
Wait, time out. Let me ask y'all this real quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Who was the underdog in that series in 2011? The Dallas Mavericks or the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I'm not gonna lie, I googled it. The Mavs are the favorite by a little bit.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody's always has to be a favorite. So what you're saying is that any playoff series, if you're the favorite and you win, then we can't talk about that.
No,
because
Dirk. No, with Dirk. Anytime when I hear Dirk on the 2011 run,
I got you.
what do I hear all the time? He was
I like
overcoming
the
the
finals
odds.
more,
He
to be
was
honest.
overcoming the odds.
I ain't say all that.
What series was the Mavs supposed to lose? But the Heat series. That's what we saying.
It's not about just you do what you're supposed to do. That's not
right,
the point.
right.
And
We talking about how Dirk was balling.
On top of that, you guys know the odds aren't made until right before. So I'm pretty sure the odds went that way because of what Dirk just did to Kobe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fact.
But
that wasn't the same
and the
Lakers
Oklahoma
squad.
City Thunder was a 4 seed.
That's
a lot of the times right now. Okay.
Yeah, it's basically it's not by much. The odds are like a little.
We're not saying he was an H seed, bro. We're not saying that.
You guys are now. You guys are just not.
I kind of see your point, Dub. I kind of see your point, but I still believe it's a good run.
I'm listening. I got what
it's
you're
a
saying.
good run. It's a good run. Nobody's saying it's not.
Yeah.
What we're saying
Right.
it's a bit overhyped, a bit
it's a
overrated.
name
The OKC
run.
series a bit overhyped. I'll take that.
Because of the name value.
It's a name run.
Him going up and beating LeBron James, that's fine.
Butler
That's
was
great.
hurt.
You
Come
include
on,
that in
bro.
the narrative. Him beating Kobe Bryant and the Lakers sweeping them. Cool. You include that in the narrative. Don't bring up Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Harden as if he made
It's
such
a
an
name.
impossible
It sound
feat
good now.
when his
It don't
damn
sound
fucking
good. It
team
look good too.
was,
Them
no,
young boys
his
was
team was the
balling.
favorites. That's not him being the underdog in that series. He was the favorites.
Jeff Green, Serge Ibaka, Nick Collison.
And they had
So is a number is a number 4 seed supposed to make it to the Western Conference Finals, Dub?
They can.
They can 100%.
What? Why?
I said,
not?
are they supposed to? If you're going by odds,
Why
They're
not?
supposed to.
The third seed's supposed to be there.
That was
It's
the
supposed to be
third.
so 1 and 2 was supposed to make it, right?
Yeah.
No.
What seed was
not-
it? It was
Judging
the
by
third
odds,
seed.
though. Judging by Vegas odds, the one
Yeah,
seed's
but
supposed to win, right?
Yeah, 1 versus 2 is the ideal.
That's what I'm saying. So you discrediting saying they're number 4
Hey.
seed, but they also made it to the Western Conference Finals, bruh.
You do
Cool.
realize wait.
Oh,
You do
yeah.
realize that they didn't. Actually,
talking
you know
about
what? You're
OKC.
helping my point because they faced the Oklahoma City on that run. They didn't upset anybody. They were the higher seed in every series that they won.
Who
They
they
were the higher
played?
seed.
I mean, you
Denver
can't
Nuggets,
go completely
Denver
based off
Nuggets-
the
Oh, yeah,
odds,
'cause
right?
the
Because if the
Grizzlies-
because the
Grizzlies,
Grizzlies
won,
upsetted
yeah.
the
the
Spurs.
Grizzlies beat the
The Grizzlies
Spurs, so it's
upsetted the Spurs,
upset the
so they faced the
Spurs.
Grizzlies.
Okay,
And then-
so
And
wait,
then
wait.
they lost to the Mavericks.
That's
So
the
it's-
point, though, Dub. Us that's happen all the time, bruh.
Oh
That
my
don't make
God.
the team. That don't make OKC weaker.
No, y'all
and they
not
beat
listening.
they beat
Y'all not
OKC in
listening.
5.
I'm
We
saying,
just
I'm
saying-
I just don't. I don't understand
It's
the point
hyped
that's being
off
made.
name
I'm just
value.
confused.
I'm
Like,
saying
You-
OKC,
I'ma
OKC
reiterate-
beat
I'ma
OKC beat
reiterate the
Memphis
point.
that year.
I'ma
They had to
reiterate-
be good. They
I'ma
had to be a
reiterate-
really good team.
I'm
bro.
gonna reiterate the point for you, Mars. I'm not saying that Oklahoma City was trash. I just want that to
Okay.
be clear. I'm not saying they weren't good or they weren't worthy of being in that Western Conference final.
Okay.
All that I am saying is that the whole narrative about Dirk, because Bobby just said it as before this whole question, it's not just what Dirk did in the finals, but on the road leading up to the finals.
Yeah, it
Him
was a
going up
great
against
road.
KD, Russell Westbrook, and Harden. And a lot of
Kobe.
people and Kobe, a lot of people with that narrative be like, Dirk overcoming the odds. He overcame the odds against Kobe and the Lakers, which is fine. but he did not overcome the odds and was an underdog against the Oklahoma City Thunder. What a lot of people do is they look at KD, Harden, and Russ in hindsight, and they'd be like, you know what? Those names are so great. So at that time, I'm going to sit here and say this was Dirk defying the odds because he shouldn't have beat that team. And that's not true. Because at that time, the Dallas Mavericks, I know that's not what you're saying. I'm saying that's the narrative about Dirk Nowitzki. All that I'm saying is that little narrative right there is wrong because in 2011, the Dallas Mavericks were the favorites.
They were better.
They weren't the underdogs.
In that one series.
That made that be that as it may, it was still a great road. It was the road to those finals was still.
We said it was, but
that's all I said. I don't know.
Wait, so we agreeing? We all agreeing. Let's go.
No,
we all.
Yeah, we agree, but you know what we saying.
I got you guys.
If it was Jordan, the old heads would praise him. Mars, where do you rank Steph in 2021? You said best in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Drink more water. Thoughts on the ESPN MVP poll? They have Jokic winning his third straight MVP with 77 first place votes. Giannis is second with 11 votes. Embiid is third with 6. Tatum is fourth with 5, and Luka is fifth with 1.
They got it right.
It's not ridiculous.
Not ridiculous at all.
I feel bad for Embiid.
It's kind of big.
I don't think Embiid. I think Embiid might end his career never making first team All NBA. And that's
Got you. Watch it again. Watch it again. KD had both feet on the line. That is funny as hell. Kawhi top 30 all time?
He ain't in my
top 20. Top 20 all time.
Damn.
No.
That's tough, man. It's tough for me. It's hard to rate somebody's peak like that when it's kind of short. But at his peak, he's a great two-way player, man.
He better Bill Walton, man. He like the new age. Longer.
Yeah, it's tough Walton. Though. It's tough. It's tough with Kawhi.
5 years isn't getting you top 30 for me.
Yeah. Do you value health or do you value peak? You know what I'm saying? You value.
You gotta play. You gotta be.
You could say he has a top 30 peak.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah. That's fair, Marsh.
Hey, I got a question for because somebody brought this up. They was arguing this. Whose career would you rather have? Kyrie Irving or Chris Paul?
Probably Chris Paul.
Booed up.
I mean, the dude was like, we're talking about everything because like he was like the president of the Players Association.
Come on.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Bring it up. His wife is prettier. What are we doing?
All right.
His kids make the honor roll.
I'll keep it. Even though that is basketball, I'll keep it strictly basketball. I would mainly rather have I would rather have CP3 only because of the drama. You feel me? All the drama that comes around Kyrie Irving, everything that he does. I would rather go through CP3's road than Kyrie's. I mean, I don't want to be dealing with what Kyrie has gone through, in my opinion. I don't. I'd rather deal with CP's.
Man.
Kyrie has a ring, so I'm taking Kyrie.
Yeah, that's fine. And I hit the shot.
And more talent.
That's winning bias.
That's true.
I've made it perfectly clear. Whichever career has more rings is the one I'd rather.
Saying, bro, it's just that Kyrie got that defining moment in his career. You know what I'm saying? 3-1 comeback and the shot. I see CP career.
Kyrie had Kim K.
Allegedly.
Oh,
allegedly. That's right.
Bad Kim K.
I'm going with CP3. He had Kalani. Got cheated on.
He had a couple. Look, what did he say?
KK with a super chat. If CP3 dropped off the Bucks, people would still say he's a choker.
No, they wouldn't.
Why not keep the same?
No, they would not.
They were ready to crown Chris Paul when they went up to.
I'd crown Chris Paul too, man. He deserves that.
I wish they would have won that, so that it don't sound like I'm hating.
I don't agree with that.
He gonna get it this year. Don't worry.
They were ready to get rid of Wood.
They would have. Yeah, they would have gotten rid of his narrative. Joe O with a super chat. Kobe's playing on one knee. Matt Barnes and Steve Blake were injured going into the playoffs. Healthy, the Lakers would have beat Dirk.
Exactly.
Tough shit.
No, they weren't.
Steve Blake, Matt Barnes.
See, and I'm not gonna lie, yo, Joe. I appreciate that super chat because I didn't feel like getting the burner end of the stick, bro, by saying that. But like the lack of context with that Dirk run is crazy.
I kept saying it.
Okay, what's the lack of context? Let's go. The lack of context is that Karan Butler was hurt. He wasn't even there. Caron Butler wasn't there. J Kidd was on his way out.
J Kidd was still good.
He was still really good. But it wasn't the same.
Jason Terry balled out. I ain't gonna lie.
It wasn't prime Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was
come on.
good.
Peja Stojakovic was not Peja Stojakovic anymore.
Peja was still good.
He was still a great shooter, but he was this was Peja even after New Orleans. Peja was done. He had Tyson Chandler down there.
Sean Marion.
Sean Marion was on the end of his too.
He was still a good defender.
He was still a good defender. Yes, that's true. What I'm saying, if you want to keep context, don't just give context for the Lakers. Give context for the fact that the second best player on the team wasn't even there. Caron Butler was in street clothes. So.
Caron Butler only played 20 games in that year.
Yeah, but he was still the second best player on the team.
You had Jason Terry and Tyson Chandler on the team.
Money gonna get you a 20 ball off the bench.
Hold on now. You bringing up them guys like that. Yeah, them dudes is role players, bro. None of those dudes are elite players. So Doug bringing them up like he had Jason Terry and Tyson Chandler. Bro, chill out.
What you mean?
They
were holding Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol the only
right. Those are good players. But when you comparing that to other people's help in playoff runs, it's not elite, bro.
So Caron Butler
No, because y'all not understanding the quality.
Yeah, hell yeah, Caron
just because
but Jason Terry,
wait. This is a bar right here. I'm about to drop a bar for you guys. Listen to this.
Oh my God.
The quality of players don't make the quality of team. The quality of names does not make the quality of team.
100%.
So yes, the names isn't the superstar names, but listen, Peja, great role player, played at a high level. Jason Terry, role player, but he played at a high level. Sean Marion, Tyson Chandler, Jason Kidd, they all had a great role to fill, and they performed at a high level.
I agree with you. But you saying their names like them dudes like.
No, I'm saying
they had production over names for sure. I'm a firm believer in production over names.
Okay. And that's why I'm bringing up those names. I'm bringing up those names because they performed at a high level and they played a big part.
They did
in that team.
Yeah, they did.
Part of that was making sure Paul Gasol wasn't able to get off. He did not play well in that series. He only had 12 points in that series, huh? Sean Marion, the defense he was playing on Kobe. We can't discount that.
Right.
So that's
that's fine. That's fine. But Dirk did that though.
He did, but nobody's saying he did it.
All right. Well, why are you bringing it up then?
Because it was a super chat.
Oh, all right.
And they don't like it.
It was a super chat.
Just give Dirk his flowers for that run, bro. Just give him the flowers.
Please,
I give him flowers.
Just give him the flowers. You ain't got to bring up he had this, he had that. Give the flowers, man.
Let me ask you this.
Everybody has somebody.
Let me ask you this, Todd. Don't you think that there's sometimes in NBA history where things can be overrated? It's not that it's trash. It's not that we don't think that they're that good. But it can be overrated.
I'm not seeing how. Okay, maybe some people do overrate it. I'm not seeing how me or Big Ox is overrating it. All we saying is that wiped the stain. You talked about. You wanted to bring up how he was a playoff choker. Blah blah blah. Da. I said that washed that stain off of him. That's all I'm saying. And that puts him in a.
MJ's runs
and that all I said that boosts his legacy. You want to discount that and boost his legacy?
No, I didn't discount that.
They overrate MJ's runs sometimes.
They overrate. I mean, they overrate a lot of runs.
Oh my God, he had to go to the Knicks, and the Knicks were called. They overrate everybody.
The Knicks were tough, but yeah, a lot of people's runs do get overrated.
You called it winning bias, Dub. That's what you called it.
It is winning bias.
Nostalgia. That's
what I'm saying. You acting like that run does not boost his legacy. How is that? Winning bias?
It boosts his legacy, but my whole thing, it can boost your legacy. My point is this, right? And they brought it up. CP3 winning the ring against the Milwaukee Bucks if he would have won. I don't support, even though I'm a CP3 fan, I don't support people switching up and just being, you know what, since he won in 2021, we're going to forget everything else he did for the whole totality of his career. I don't agree with that way of thinking.
No, I don't agree with forgetting it, but if he proves he can get it done and get a chip,
but that's what people would do. They would forget about everything that happened in his career as if it never happened. If he would have won in 2021,
I don't count that with CP3 because it wasn't his prime like that. That's why it's different.
Oh my God, it would make it more impressive though if he would have got
No, it doesn't. Doesn't because his role is so lessened on
He
that.
was playing at a crazy level in that finals. Are you crazy?
He was playing that, but it wasn't enough.
Role was less
Because Giannis was going bananas.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, and his run. Come on, bro. For him to win, that's why they didn't win. Because for him to win that, Booker would have to go crazy. Ayton would have to go crazy. All those guys would have to be 1 and 2. Chris Paul can only be a third on that championship team.
Who was the
He
number
was
one
not
in
a third. He
2021?
was just
Wait. Who was the number
So
one
it
in
had a
2021?
collective effort, is what you're saying.
Who was the number one in 2021 on that Suns team?
He was the number one?
Yes.
He said who was?
Oh no, I don't agree with that.
He said who was the number one?
Yeah, not
Who was
Chris
the best
Paul.
player on that team?
Devin Booker was for sure.
Devin Booker was for sure.
God, the revisionist history.
Yo, Dub, come off it, bro.
Dub,
Come
you
off
need to
it, bro.
stop
Come
it, bro.
on.
No, the revisionist
Chris
history
Paul
is
was
crazy, bro.
saving
I thought it was like 1A, 1B, but
Nah, it was one Devin Booker, two Chris Paul.
Yes.
When it was
And that's why they wasn't going to win. Because you need Ayton to be a number 2 and Chris to be a number 3.
The revisionist history
yeah, it's
is
1A,
crazy.
1B.
You had a guy.
I've never even heard anybody say that to right now. I didn't even know this was even an argument or a debate anybody had. I didn't know. I'm under a rock for sure.
When they went to the finals?
Yeah, I didn't know anybody said that Chris Paul was the number one on that team.
I think Chris Paul was the MVP debate, like way down the line, right?
It's because he had that
Yeah, that's
narrative
because he's
of being
Chris
the
Paul. Though.
MVP.
That's name over production, bro.
Hey, I was hot.
All right, you want to talk about
all
production?
year.
If you want to talk about production, a guy who was giving you 20 and 9 in the postseason, along with
we were talking about the regular season right now, but go ahead.
No, we talking about the postseason.
Regular season two. CP3, a guy who's doing 16 and 9, along with putting a better defense than Devin Booker. I just don't understand.
Wow.
I don't know the stats, Dub. I don't know the stats. All I know is that I thought.
What was Booker's stats?
Booker was the better scorer.
That run.
Booker was the better scorer. He had 25 and 4. Like you can't discount that.
Okay.
CP3 was the best player on that team because he was the secondary scorer
Hey,
and the
Booker was
primary
giving
ball
them
handler.
27, 5.5, 4.5. That's not like a number one to me.
And what was CP3 doing?
I think you were right around.
Yeah,
like 20,
you
like
capped.
9.
Stop it, bro. Devin Booker's the best player on that team. No question.
What happened in the finals?
We talking about when we
I understand what you're saying, but so CP3 getting off in the finals because Devin Booker is bad is not a winning formula. Just because CP3 played better in that finals in a losing effort, that doesn't make him a better player.
It just means that the number one player folded.
I want everybody to understand something. The reason why the averages are so skewed was because in round 1, CP3 only had 9 points while Devin Booker only had 29. And I think Chris Paul was hurt in that series, right?
2020, that's the Lakers series. He hurt his hand.
He hurt his hand, and he was playing bad.
I said only 29. My bad. He had 29, and Chris Paul had 9.
And he wasn't even starting. He was coming up. Campaign had to start a lot of them games.
What did he do in the conference finals?
But then, no, not just the conference finals.
Back on the line
against the Denver Nuggets. They both against the Denver Nuggets. Chris Paul, Devin Booker, 25 apiece with CP3 and 10 assists. Then against the Clippers, 24 to Devin Booker's 25 with 8 assists for CP3. Then in the finals, you had CP3. You had CP3 with 21 and 8 assists with Devin Booker's 28. And CP3 was shooting at 55 and 50% from the field.
Who played better in the Miami series in the finals, Doug? And the 20 when Dallas when the Heat lost to the Mavs. Who played better, LeBron James or Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade.
Who's the number 1 on that team?
D Wade that year.
That's one. No.
It was the one.
No, hell no.
I mean, they averaged
LeBron.
LeBron the same.
Headshot.
Look at the number.
Wait. Let me rebuttal. Before you claim, let me rebuttal because that's one series. LeBron James in 2011. And I'm gonna double check it right now. Was probably on par with Dwayne Wade in scoring, or was scoring more than him. On top of scoring more than
It was
him,
more.
he was the better playmaker as well, and probably the better defender as well.
He was.
Throughout the whole entire 2011 run. So no, LeBron James was the one. It's
He
not
was the
just a
better
scoring
player.
Yeah.
Right. So then you bringing up the finals saying Chris Paul played better does not make him the better
I brought
player.
up 3 series where CP3 was
Yeah,
on
Booker
par
the
with
better
him.
player.
I said he was
Still
on
not the
par.
leader of the team.
I said CP3 was on par with Devin Booker in scoring for 3 postseason series. He was a better playmaker and probably a better defender too. How was that guy not the number one on the team?
I don't know. I classify at that time just for that series because I think ever since then Devin Booker been a better player. But for that not that series, for that season, I would put it at 1A, 1B.
And
Yeah,
I
I'd say
agree.
it's a
I
1-2
agree with
punch.
Man,
They take
Booker,
I
time.
agree.
Yeah.
I
Booker
agree
the
with you.
better
After
player.
that
He's
season,
the
it was
younger
D-Book's
player.
team.
He still
Or
wasn't the leader of
2011,
the
that was
team, though.
CP3's team.
Yeah,
And CP, he's the
2011.
leader of the team now. I'm not debating that.
yeah.
But Devin Booker is the better player
Yeah.
and the
We know
number
that.
one on that team.
Yeah,
We know
ever
that.
since
I
that finals run,
digress.
Devin Booker been the best player on the team, like, without a
100%.
doubt.
But in that year,
Okay,
2021,
I give you 1A,
They
1B.
was
That's
like
the
this.
best I'm gonna give
They
you.
was like
that ain't
this
no
to me.
1A, 1B. What are you
Yeah,
talking
that's
about?
No, I'm gonna
what
give you
I just
1A,
said.
1B. That's the
Definitely
You're
best you
right.
getting, bro.
You're right,
How is
Dub.
that guy?
It's 1 and 2.
That's what
How
I
is
say.
that
But I'll
guy?
get
Oh,
if you want to debate
equal.
1A, 1B, I'll consider it.
Josh,
But that's as
Josh,
far as I go,
how
bro.
the hell is
All
a
right.
guy who's on par with the guy in scoring, who's clear as day the better passer playmaker, a better defender too? How is that guy
That's
not the
not
number
Devin
one?
Booker's role to play make, bro. Come on now. Don't do that. He's the
Dub,
shooting guard.
Right.
you know Devin
Just
Booker's better
because
than Chris
that's not
Paul.
his
gonna lie.
role,
Nah,
that we're
he's
gonna
better,
sit here.
but
Just because that's not his role, then we're just gonna sit here and say then he's the number one because it's
Chris
not
Paul
his role.
average more is a better playmaker than him now.
Look, they in the chat.
Okay,
Y'all
but
niggas
But
Devin
that don't
Booker,
mean he's the number
we know
one.
D
but
Wade
Devin
was
Booker
He's
better.
has
always going to be a better playmaker than
Was
D
that
Book.
was in
Devin
the
Booker
levels.
has
We all
taken a
know that.
Devin Booker has taken a step up in his playmaking and passing. Devin Booker
No,
has
he
taken a
does
step.
not.
He
That
Nah,
boy
he
hasn't
gets
has.
taken
the
a step
bucket
up
and
since
score.
2021.
Nah, he has.
He as a playmaker.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially
He a better
with Chris
playmaker
when
now.
Chris Paul was out last year and this year, you can see the development in him.
He a better
He
player.
is not a very good playmaker to me. Period.
They're not
What?
very good.
I'm a
but
Suns fan.
No, not
I
very
watch
good.
Devin Booker.
That-
He's horrible against the double team. He's
Right.
horrible.
Maybe he
No,
ain't
he
good
is not a
against
good
the double
playmaker,
team.
bro.
no,
He's
no.
a
I mean,
he's a better play.
I
He's
just
a better
see
playmaker now.
improvement.
He's a better
I just-
playmaker now.
Yeah, I'm saying
He's
Can
better,
he
but he's
bad
still not
playmaker?
not close to
I
Chris
don't
Paul.
think so.
No, for sure. It's not touching
But
Chris Paul.
no, but
But
no,
in,
Yeah,
no,
so to
but
say that
to
Chris
Doug's
Paul,
point, in 2021,
A
it was
lot
even
of people
worse. On
yeah,
top
not
of that,
good on
Chris
the
Paul
double
was a
team.
way superior defender. He hadn't turned into the terrible defender that he was
Chris Paul's a
last postseason. Then when you
okay.
talk about scoring wise,
I don't say superior defender
just
and bring
breaking
up
it
Chris
down,
Paul
like really
in
just to
20.
say simple as fact, like Chris Paul was just more impactful for that team than Devin Booker.
When's the last year Chris Paul been an
Paul
elite
took
defender?
time
When's the
off.
last time Chris Paul was an elite
Last time I
defender?
think Chris Paul was a very good defender was 2018.
Thank you.
No, I would say in 2021 he was a very good defender. In 2021, I would say he was very good.
I think he was a good defender, but I wouldn't say like
I don't think
like
so.
an.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
do
it
that.
depends on
Don't
what
do.
your
He was
Devin
better.
Booker is
He was better than
very
Booker.
good.
Like he was
Like,
comfortably.
what's your definition of
He was
very
clearly
good?
better than
So
Booker.
Booker got defense.
I think
don't
when
know.
Monty, I think when
I'm
Monty
missing
Williams
him.
got
feel like-
there,
I feel
I
like
think
Chris
when Monty
Paul-
Williams
Chris
got
Paul's
there,
getting
Booker took a
picked
step
on.
up defensively. He's still not
I'm
gonna be
missing
great.
him.
No.
He did definitely. Well, I think
Yeah.
no.
I missed
I'll tell you what.
him.
Year before
Take
Marcus
CP
Williams
off that
came,
team. They
quiet
wasn't
as hell,
nothing.
Devin
They
Booker
was
low key was
nothing.
showing signs of
That's a
being
fact.
good
Take
defender.
Book off the team, they're nothing. It's the same.
What?
That's
He
also
was
a fact.
on the team.
Huh?
He was
That's
over
why it's a
there
1A,
crying, talking about,
1B.
if we don't make the playoffs this year, I'm leaving. I ain't playing no more.
Well, they go to the bubble. Without
He
CP3,
had
they
to
went to
come
the
through
bubble.
there, man.
They were starting to turn the corner with Monty Williams, I think. And they
Yeah.
went what? What'd they go? They went
8-0.
undefeated in the
Hey,
bubble, right?
8-0.
They were undefeated in the
They
bubble.
were good.
They
They were
Then,
good. They were good that year with DeAndre Ayton. He just got
yeah, they were starting to
sidelined
turn the
for
corner, bro.
illegal stuff.
CP3 was the icing on the cake. I give you that. Without
They
CP3,
wasn't
that
doing
team
nothing.
won't go to the finals. I agree with all that. But to say he's the best player on the team, that's a stretch to me.
Man, you
But
just
that
hate
doesn't- that
CP3,
doesn't-
man.
but just
Cut the
because-
cap, bro.
just
I just disagree with the very good defender in 2021.
Just because
Exactly, I disagree with that too.
He was a better defender than Devin
We
Booker.
said
I say it was close to equal. It wasn't by a lot.
Booker wasn't doing a
They
thing.
both weren't good defenders, really. They both weren't really elite defenders.
Listen.
He couldn't get to 500.
A guy who was on par with him in scoring, on top of being on par with him in scoring, was clear as day the better passer and playmaker, And then, in my opinion, he was a better defender. He wasn't this elite defender. He was a better defender than Devin Booker.
Yeah,
I don't understand how that doesn't make you the number one of the team. I don't get that. I don't get how you're not clearly the best player on the team. Is it just
I don't
because of
see how he was a
score
better defender.
I don't know how you're saying they were equal scores.
in the postseason?
It's not
I don't know about that. But
Mars, look at the series because that Lakers series that has a lot of fluctuating though.
I mean, maybe numerically they were.
That's all.
Exactly.
But you can look through series like, for example, the Bucks series. Drew Holiday was primarily on Devin Booker because they know he was the bigger scoring threat than Chris Paul. And when Devin Booker wasn't getting off and they wanted to change it up, they put Chris Paul on the ball and he'd have a heavier scoring load. But the first scoring option always was Devin Booker because he was a better scorer than Chris Paul.
Oh yeah. Nobody's the
so he was a better scorer than Chris Paul.
Devin Booker was the better scorer, right?
So now you're saying he was a better scorer.
No, but I don't think
that's what
I think Dub was saying that Chris Paul was a better scorer.
He said on par. He said on par. He said they were on par as scorers.
Yeah, he said that's basically like saying he's not far off. Which
on par is saying they're equal.
His assists add up to the scoring anyway. His scoring and assists gonna add up to the production that he doing.
Okay, who's a better offensive player?
That's the point. That's the point. Him being. Maybe I worded it wrong.
If I get 18,
CP3 being that high level secondary scorer, on top of being the clear as day, a facilitator for that team, on top of being a better defender, I don't understand how he's not the number one.
To answer your question in the middle, I would say that Devin Booker is still the better offensive player because I think his offensive game just impacted for the Suns, especially in 2021 more. But I don't think Chris Paul was far off. And then defensively, I don't think it was a question who was a better defender.
Well, yeah, but the defensive gap is not that big in 2021. Like
no. That hence why 1A, 1B makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
Understand Dub's point for why Chris Paul could be the number one in his eyes.
I don't 1A, 1B. That's
like
it, bro.
So the number 1A is the best scorer on the team.
1A, 1B. It is.
Ain't no 1A, 1B.
We spent a long time arguing.
CP3 is a better player, bro. What are we doing?
Is the number one the best scorer?
Yeah, Chris Paul was an MVP candidate, man. I mean,
Hey Dub, can you tell the class?
Wait, Ox, I think your mic muted.
Oh, say it again.
I was telling Ox, he was talking, but his mic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ox.
Can't hear you.
You still muted.
You're muted. I think there's something up with your mic.
Ox on the phone.
Oh, he probably on the phone or something.
It ain't no 1A, 1B though. It really ain't no 1A, 1B.
Hey, Dub, can you explain the difference between a hypothetical and context? Because I think you be forgetting it from time to time.
Context. No. Context is just understanding the reasonings on why something happened.
Okay, so when you sit here and you say that Giannis was not better than KD, and your reasoning is because KD was a big foot away from hitting the three.
Oh no, that's not one of my reasons.
Do you understand
That's not. No. Wait. That's not one of my reasons on why KD's a better player though. I just bring that up just because I bring it up. But I never say.
But why do you bring it up?
Just to highlight that.
Because he hates Giannis.
Just to highlight. Because
he hates Giannis. No. That's the main reason.
I bring that up.
I just sat here and watched 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you just asked me a question. Can I answer?
Go ahead.
I bring that up just to contextualize how dramatically Giannis's ring could have shifted if one thing didn't happen. That's the thing, the narrative, and to highlight that that's just something that I don't support. I don't sit here and I don't like the fact that if Giannis didn't go home that time, the whole narrative about Giannis Antetokounmpo would have changed dramatically. I don't agree with that way of thinking. Giannis was the same player regardless if he won that ring or he didn't win that ring. And the fact that a lot of people, a lot of their opinions have changed mainly because of him going, making it past the Nets and going to the finals, I don't support that way of thinking.
Nah, but for me, it changed it because I wasn't sure if Giannis could be the number one on a championship team because I've seen him choke before against the Raptors and shit. And so when he did it and proved himself, okay, I don't know.
Did he choke or did he just underperform?
He underperformed. I won't say choke.
Okay.
But to see him elevate his game like he did in that postseason run, it's like, okay, now I've seen that he can do it. So I'm like, I'm gonna give you props. Elevate
Can I explain something to you guys? Giannis didn't do anything
Chris
different.
Middleton elevated. Drew Holiday coming to that team.
Giannis didn't elevate his game in 2021. The only difference is he won. He played the exact same he did.
Did not elevate.
I don't know. His numbers.
He played really. He didn't elevate from anything. He just didn't choke. That's the difference.
He didn't choke. He didn't choke before.
Yeah, he choked in 2019.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a difference between choking.
Wait.
There's a difference. No. There's a difference
good.
between choking and getting locked the fuck up.
Giannis
was getting locked up.
Yeah, they had
Giannis was getting locked up against Miami. He was just getting locked up.
I disagree.
Even in 2021 against Miami, he still struggled scoring.
Mark, I disagree with what
he did
say.
because we always have his numbers. But that's not choking.
He played to win that series.
That's locking up.
That's locking up.
Here's the problem.
I want to call it choking, man. He choked.
But Mars sits here and said it as if Giannis from 2019 to 2021 had no difference in his skill. He got.
Oh no, he did. He got better.
Yeah, he got better. But nothing changed in his approach to how he was handling these things. The only difference between 2019 and 2021 is he didn't have to deal with no wall.
Hey,
that's the only.
2019 Giannis versus 2021 Giannis as a playmaker is where you see the biggest difference. His playmaking,
and I thought he's been put in a better position in 2021 as well.
I mean, yeah, you got rid of Eric Bledsoe.
That's what I was about to say. He didn't get put in a better position. It was just he had a better player.
And he played at the top of the key.
Somebody give me the
so much
from 2019.
Is that a rib?
Well, Coach Bud sucks, bro. He's just a weak ass coach.
Absolutely, 100%. And
that's
why
2021 when he saved his
job. Bud, man, he a champion.
Say it again.
I said. So,
I got
Bud a little respect. He a champion.
Man, if I had it my way, Bud would have been fired after they won the championship.
Hey, Desta, I could coach that team.
I mean,
be in the post.
I got a couple super chats I got to read. Which chip better, Kawhi or Dirk from Vamp? Kawhi Leonard.
Which Kawhi? Which Kawhi chip?
What chip?
The 2019
Toronto.
2019 one.
Dirk.
Hey, you know what? Dirk. Just because of the argument we was having earlier.
Dirk. It's Dirk.
That's petty.
Why are you fighting this, dog? What is?
Yeah, man.
Man, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
With that Dirk.
Even though Kawhi had what's his name, Joel in the
headlock.
He had him in that tunnel having convulsions and shit. He was in the tunnel hyperventilating, crying still with his big ass lip out. I'm still going with Dirk.
Not nasty.
I'm going with Dirk.
That's tough. That's tough.
I love Stan.
They said he going with Kawhi.
Oh wait, you talking about the run or the players? Like
I'm thinking about the run, like their whole.
Who had the better championship?
Who had the best championship run? Playoff run, I guess.
Man, that's
playoff run, it would probably go to Dirk because LeBron didn't get hurt. So then it'll probably go to Dirk Nowitzki.
I'm just looking at how they play. And they won.
I think
Kawhi performed. Yeah, I think Kawhi played better
really
than
good.
Dirk. I think Kawhi played better than Dirk, but the run is more impressive from Dirk.
Hey, quick question: If you had to,
Kobe and Kevin Durant.
Wait,
Not Kevin Durant.
I think it's more impressive because I think the Toronto team was better than the Dallas team.
I agree with that.
That was a good unit.
The Warriors team.
Would you really though? Because I mean that Mavericks team that Mavericks team was with some.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
y'all know, bro.
It's been us against the world.
I do think Dirk was better in the finals than Kawhi was.
Deshaun Stevenson.
That's crazy.
Man, I'm just saying, like,
I'm not saying that Mavs team was bad. That was they pieced the team together very well. Tyson Chandler at the 5, a wing defender in Marion, a shooting guard scorer in Terry, and a confident point guard.
Oh, Tyson, now they mean something, huh? I thought they wasn't nothing but a bunch of guys.
No, I didn't say they was a bunch of guys. I ain't never said that.
Hold on, we could bring up the names on the Raptors.
See, Primo, you doing this?
Yeah,
You doing this?
No, I didn't say they was guys. I never said that, bro. I never said that. I just said that. I never said that. I said they didn't have elite help. Like they didn't have superstar talent help. That's all I'm saying.
You didn't. In some situations, you don't need superstar help.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Nobody,
especially when you as good as Dirk. When you as good as Dirk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The number one gotta be really good. There.
Look at the Pistons. Look at the Pistons run they had with a bunch of maybe so-called role players. You know what I'm saying? And no superstars.
I don't think that's a great team, though, right?
It's still a great team, but it's a different
They
era.
had superstars.
They had Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, star players. They just.
So Rasheed Wallace was a superstar.
Rasheed was as close to a superstar as you can be.
Rasheed Wallace was a baller. No, I think he could have been better. I think his career could have been better in better situations, but he's not a superstar though.
The only thing that knocked Rasheed was his time in Portland, and they was just trying to give that whole Portland team a bad rap.
The Jailblazers.
Yeah, the Jailblazers. That ruined a lot of them cats. Them dudes were straight ballers, especially Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace is a baller.
But it's a difference between a baller and a superstar. No cap.
Yeah, that's facts.
I completely understand that, but I just think I probably see Rasheed Wallace better than some of y'all do, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? I think Rasheed Wallace was extremely underrated.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, he's underrated. But that's part of his fault too, though, with the antics and all that. Yeah.
No doubt.
But I mean, Low in the chat just said Rasheed wasn't even the top 3 player on that team.
I don't care what Low talking about, man. Low cat, like always. Low coming through.
He about to come in here with some numbers. Rasheed Wallace only averaged 6 points on true efficiency from 3-point line. Nah, bro.
That's Mr. 100 blocks, 103.
What I will say is, I think Chauncey Billups was the 4th best player on that team, and he won Finals MVP. So.
Yo, Rasheed would be a superstar in today's
game. Oh yeah.
Would be the best big in the league.
And that's no disrespect to Chauncey. That's just how good
I agree with that. Rasheed would be a beast right now.
Hold on, Mars. Back up.
Sheed, Ben Wallace, and Rip Hamilton were the 3 best players on that team.
They're gonna be like Big Shot, Chauncey.
Wait, Sheed, Ben Wallace, Rip Hamilton. Not Chauncey.
Oh no, I disagree with that one. I disagree with that one.
You said who was the third, Mark?
I can agree with that.
Well, it wasn't in order, but I said Sheed, Ben Wallace, and Rip Hamilton were the 3 best players on that team, in my opinion.
I can agree with that.
Who's the best player? Who's the best player?
I agree with that.
Rasheed Wallace.
That's the thing about that team.
It was one of those bigs. It was either Sheed
different games. It was different people. You know what I'm saying? It was by committee. I don't think he was the best player.
Yes, Gabe. I did say that. Rasheed Wallace will be the best big in the NBA right now.
I want everybody to know this.
Oh, you're dragging it. That's crazy.
When Low types this in all caps, this is when Low flails his arm. He said, "No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. What are we talking about?"
Look it up.
Shout out to Low.
That's what Low just did right there, bro. Middleton and Holiday cooked CP3 in the finals. That's crazy, bro. CP3 was doing a lot of cooking too. They were cooking Devin Booker too.
Yes,
they was. No lie.
After game 2, they really were.
Hey, read your super chat.
I'm about to read it. I'm gonna mute everybody, bro. I swear to God. Using your logic, Westbrook was the number 1 option with KD because his scoring was on par or close, and Westbrook was the better playmaker.
Facts. Another headshot.
No. The scoring. See, now I'm about to mute everybody.
I'll mute myself, Dad. Let me mute myself.
No. You're good. Russell Westbrook just wasn't scoring on the level of Kevin Durant, especially in the postseason and the regular season at all. Like it's night and day on the efficiency and the production as well. Yeah. So it's like that doesn't work.
What about the playmaking?
The playmaking 100%.
Well,
no, he was not. No.
His assist to turnover ratio not better than Chris Paul's.
Can I refute that as a former OKC Thunder fan? I can tell you from experience, Westbrook, for as great as he was as a passer, he was a terrible decision maker, and that's
100%.
He still is.
Always has been.
Always will be.
Always has been. Always.
KD about to see right now.
I think KD was a bad decision maker in OKC.
No,
with
I
Chris Paul.
disagree.
Mars, you know why? I think
KD,
that Mars.
I agree with that too,
Point
Mark.
guard look like.
I think KD's problem was he was too tentative. But that's
Exactly.
between
Yeah,
being
that's
tentative
it.
and being
Deferred too
competitive.
much.
Okay.
And you know what was crazy to me when he left, and then when when Paul George came through, I was like, why would you go play with Russ? I don't know if Paul George had a talk with Russ or something, but that's the only Russ I've ever seen. That was the only Russ I've ever seen that was
My
really
theory,
kicking the rock.
my theory. Tell me if you think I'm crazy for this. My theory when Paul George left Indiana, I feel like Paul George was on scout for that player that was going to be his 1B, and he just ended up running into 1As and 1As and 1As.
Yeah.
So when he went to OKC, he found that Westbrook he had a bigger command on the team. And when he went to the Clippers, he must have
took
Russ.
Russ into the back and told him like, bro, look, I'm not Kevin Durant. You're gonna give me the ball, and we're gonna get him up.
That's what I wanted Kevin Durant to do.
I got one more super chat.
Russ used to get about a KD.
Actually, that was an underrated year by Westbrook. As far
I
as
got one more super chat. I got one more super chat from Usis. Would the 2011 Mavs be the best team today?
Nope.
Would they even survive in the NBA right now today?
The Heat wouldn't have been the best team today. They was trash that 2011 season.
No, what?
Well, we weren't trash.
What the hell you talking about? They was trash.
And they were trash.
Not trash.
2011?
They started 9-8 and then they reeled off like.
They ran off like, I want to say like 15.
In 11, the year they lost,
2011 games.
They weren't.
That was like the best. They was like
they
the
was
best
not trash. Yeah, that's tough. Trash.
That
was trash.
Joel Anthony.
As soon as they realized
Joel Anthony was trash.
Joel Anthony was trash.
I watched that game, man.
Joel Anthony was trash. That's why we got Birdman.
Yeah, the second season they loaded up. That
Joel Anthony was not trash.
He was ass. That motherfucker was ass.
He had a very small role though. Very small role. He's not. Not very talented.
Name him. What's that roster down?
Name that roster?
I look at how they play.
I know Mike Bibby was on that team for no reason.
Mike Bibby was on that team, and Ilgauskas. I think was on that team too.
Mike Bibby.
They had LeBron. They had the big
Eddie House.
Eddie House. Oh my god.
Trash.
They had
There's one more though. Jawan Howard.
Trash.
I remember. Y'all remember.
Assistant coach after
Carlos Arroyo.
Man, listen. That team was garbage, man.
Garbage.
They load up to the second season.
Norris Cole wasn't on that 2011 team.
Nah, Norris Cole didn't come until like 2013.
Norris Cole was cool.
Mike Miller was on that team actually.
Norris Cole was trash. Let's bring it. If
when
Jason
healthy,
Terry
always hurt.
Norris Cole was nobody. Don't just bring him up.
Hey.
Jason Terry wasn't nothing.
So I got a question: was it a super team or was it trash?
Let me ask y'all this.
Super team.
Let me ask you this. No. They had Mike Bibby, and Mike Bibby used to be like a 20-8 guy. So you know.
No, I'm saying like people called him a super team. That's the first time I'm hearing that they been called trash. So.
Ooh. Oh, that the Heat in 2011? Yeah.
I think a big man was trash, bro. I think it was a super team.
I think that everything around them that first year was not good.
Nah. I'm saying some players were just trash.
I mean, the Lakers were a super team, and they was trash with Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
When
they just weren't healthy.
With Kobe.
Remember 2013 when it was D Wade,
Nash,
Kobe, they were trash.
That was a
Battier wasn't on that team yet, man.
Steve Nash was a shell of himself.
Battier was.
Hey, I'm out, y'all.
Terrible back.
Thanks for the time, Doug. Mars.
Be safe, bro. You be safe.
He was a shell of himself, man.
I'm just saying my wings out, bro.
They was. It don't mean that it like you got excuses.
They was trash. Was crazy.
So basically, popular names make a super team.
No, I'm talking about how the team played.
They were all
they never won 60 games. I don't see a team that won like almost 60 games trash.
Cool.
And went to the finals.
I'm talking about the Lakers. He said Steve Nash.
We were talking about 2013 Lakers.
They weren't healthy.
2013
as it turned out, no, they were not a super team. They came together based off of what Steve Nash did the year prior. Based off of what Dwight did the year prior, based off of what Kobe did the year prior, yes, they were considered a super team.
What I was saying is the 2011 Heat wasn't that good, besides the big three. 12 the next year they loaded up. They went and got Shane Battier and all them extra pieces
Mike
around
Miller,
them.
yeah.
But that first year they was garbage, man. Jawan, how all them they played in 2001. That was the Kings, and that was the Kings in 2000. Mike Bibby. And that was like 11 years later. They won.
That was Atlanta. Look, that was just coming out of Atlanta.
You saying like they were just like in 2011 they were just like top heavy.
Yeah, they was just top heavy. They ain't have nothing in the middle to fill that up. No Mike Miller.
Do you think that they were still?
But they're not a trash team though. They're still a good team.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
a trash team. I think they
That's
was
what I'm saying. I don't say that trash team because if we being real,
I don't think Primo.
Their best player didn't show up.
I don't think Primo's saying they're a trash team, but Primo, do you think that they were still a super team?
That's what I'm saying. Just because of the names, it looked like a super team, but not to me because they didn't have the fillers like a Chicago Bulls or the Boston Celtics. They got
They
a
beat
Michael
the Boston
Cooper.
Celtics though.
No, not that Boston Celtics. The real Celtics. The Celtics
You
that
know,
was
with LeBron and
they
The Celtics with Bill Russell. Yeah.
The first
I'm
super
talking about the
team.
real Boston Celtics. When you got Kevin McHale on the bench, you got a Michael Cooper you can rely on. You got these extra
Michael
pieces.
Cooper.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
So
Lakers,
Primo,
the
I
old
think
Lakers.
I think I
Oh,
know.
Lakers.
yeah.
I think I understand where Primo's coming from. Where when he's comparing it to like the super
Yeah.
teams in NBA history, like I agree with you. Like they're not on that level.
They not on that
But
level.
but I do think that they're not on that same tier of those guys. I do think that there's a super team though. Just on a lower
Yeah.
tier.
On
Just
the
on a lower
names
team.
alone, because you'll be like,
I think-
okay, you got D Wade and LeBron. That's it.
Well,
And
they made the
then
finals.
you
like,
add Bosh in.
Well, I
You see
think the
what I'm
super
saying?
team.
I can't
So
consider it.
what were the Cavs?
I can't consider the team trash when
Nobody said
the
the
only
team around them was trash. They was not good. Joe Anthony was a good
you
player
talking
too.
about they were just competent pieces. But as far
He
as
was
as
the
far as
starting
like,
center though.
hey, well, I'm not of the committee that think Joel Anthony is
Where's
trash.
Joe Anthony now?
That's fine. This
Wait,
it's
Joel
12 years
Anthony was
later.
like
It's 12 years
Joel
later.
Anthony was like 29 years old. At
Nobody
that
else
time.
on that team is in the league anyway,
He's
except for
a
LeBron.
little league head coach. He a
But
little
this is
league
what
head
I'm
coach.
saying though. He was the starting center. Like this is you did after
Zaza
that.
Pachulia was the
play
starting
no
center on the
more.
Warriors.
You didn't see him. Who was?
Zaza Pachulia was the starting
Yeah,
center
but
on the
Zaza
Warriors.
Pachulia was
Zaza
starting for the Atlanta
Pachulia
Hawks.
better than Joel Anthony.
He
The
ain't
thing
great.
that makes it a super
good.
team is how they got the
Everybody
players.
better
Well, my
than
thing,
Joel.
I
Wale
understand
Brown
what you saying. I
better
understand
than
what you're
Joel
saying about the supporting
Anthony.
pieces and everything, but
I'd
the
rather have
fact
Kwame.
that team only didn't win because their best player didn't show up, I don't consider them like trash.
Hey,
So,
we had our 2-hour mark, so I think it's a good time to end the stream. Appreciate all you guys for spending time with us. Everybody watching right now, like the video. Please don't forget to like the video. Other than that, anybody have any final words before we head out?
James Wiseman played his first game for Detroit.
What
Oh,
he do?
He's going for 20 and 10 now.
Okay.
I didn't watch the game. I'm not gonna lie, but
I watched it.
I just know he played.
who y'all think gonna win the 3-point contest?
Kevin Herter winning that for sure.
I think Kevin Herter might win.
Who's
I'm not
gonna
even
win
gonna
it?
lie. I think Kevin Herter might win.
You tell me
Dame,
the
if they,
I'm
Dame, if they let him
taking
push
my
the ball
boy.
right
Hey,
grab
y'all
him.
got a slot. Kings and 4.
Be safe.
I'm
Be easy.
taking the baby Laker Julius Randle. He
Like
got
the beam.